What's up, everybody? Woo! I think it's about time we actually told the truth about some things. I think there's a lot of people out there who really wants to talk about these stupid ass celebrity relationships. They're not meant to be taken seriously, folks. You literally got women out there talking about Clay Thompson was a nobody before he even was messing with Megan. That's called ego. Can never die on your sword. Can never tell the truth. Let's just say none of this is actually true. It's funny that you have all these issues out there in the world, and we're still talking about millionaire problems. Oh, she didn't. He was a nobody before she. No, 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 no. Nobody to you. Let's be very clear that she may not have been anybody to him. Yeah, I got his little status up for females, but let's be really let's be really clear. Nobody nobody's taking none of that shit seriously. Why should you? Why should you? You got people who'll never be married worrying about what celebrities will do. Why should you? I look at these things and I say to myself, I judge by ego and knowledge. Megan is the representation of what females are supposed to be, right? This is what females strive to be. This is not anything that makes sense. Quote unquote. I want you to think about it. Most of the females who are here listening to this rhetoric about Meg and Clay breaking up, they have to realize something very intrinsic. They will never reach those type of men. What are they going to do? I want you to really think about that. What are they going to do? They're living vicariously. They're not in the same shape as her. They rejected Jim. They reject anything of sensibility. I look at this and I say, this is the folly of stupidity. Why should we care? All of them like to be hoes. Let's be very honest about this hose thing. Houston, anybody this year? Spring break? You chose to be a hoe. You chose to be a hoe. She really thought that she was really giving this man wifely duties. Here's the hidden secret, folks. He can get that from any woman he wants. Sweetheart, it was nice efforts, but let's be serious. In a nutshell, it was never going to make you Mrs. Thompson. It was never going to make you. Your history. This is the reason why I tell men, even men who did time, your time pass. Your future matters more than your past. Women's past matters more than their futures. But when a grown man takes the time to tell females this, he's a nutcase. Doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Ergo, why even try? I'll tell you this about females. People be like, oh, you're a scorned, bitter man. How am I scorned and bitter? Trust me, if I would have told him what I thought about, and by the way, I hope you're listening because you know who I'm talking to. I told you before, you can't take what you dish out. And I love you to death, but you never could take what you could dish out. Everybody know the group. Everybody know the group of that. It's fun and games till the nigga come back with his own shit, right? I'm never bitter. I'm disappointed. That's the difference. I never had trouble getting women. To be quite honest, hell, some of these motherfuckers you can throw back. Let's keep it a buck. The classification of women are not impressive these days. Go back in the 40s and how many of these women are so goddamn obese? You shouldn't be obese at 40. How is it that people's grandmothers had 12 kids and still were petite? I don't care if you think I'm average, high value, whatever. Let's call a spade a spade. A lot of chicks ain't getting married. If you really want to be honest about the whole damn thing, and let's stop faking the funk, if Meg ain't have a name, Meg ain't would have been messed with. At least not that long. She probably would have got a night or two. You want me to play wifey, you still cheat. You really think, like, see, this is the problem I have with women. Y'all really think that pussy alone makes you endearing to a person? Cooking alone makes you endearing to a person? Let's be real clear. For a half decent man, that's bare minimum. For half decent men, that's bare minimum. Because dude could have got that from the younger version of you, the much poorer version of you. He doesn't have to compete for the spotlight with that version. I really don't care about celebrities and their relationships. They play by a different set of rules, and you should know it. This is the reason why females fail. It's because when men try to give you game, you don't take it. Men will literally tell you, we don't like the same thing that you do. We don't care about your degree or house. We care about how you treat us and respect us. It may be an added bonus on how you like us. I want you to think about it. If I told most women, especially black women, hey, you got to work out, your chances of getting a good man or a high tier man will actually grow. I'll get bashed as somebody as a hater. If I tell women, black women in particular, snarkiness is going to keep men away from you, I'll get bashed as a hater. I tell a lot of you men out there with daughters, if I say don't let your daughter become overweight because she's going to catch hell, why is that? Because I've seen it. I've coached women and had conversations with women, helping them work out and get in shape. And I'll tell you the type of hell they caught. Instead of investing into your child's health just as much as you should invest in their clothing, why can't we just say, hey, I see my son or daughter getting overweight. I want them to be healthy and happy for all their lives. I'm going to get them into some type of fitness. Nope, you're a hater. Now, I'm not talking about people's preferences if they like bigger or smaller women. I'm talking about genuine health. Well, Charles, what about when you've been sick? Why the fuck you think I can bounce back? The niggas don't want to talk about that, right? Niggas don't want to talk about the black community in totality when it comes to health and welfare. Fuck a Keisha. Fuck a Tyrone. What's the fucking point talking about it when you're not going to live to see it? Go to the supplement store, get some protein, get some creatine, get some turmeric, get a lot of things that you could get to supplement with your diet. And diet meaning not cutting stuff out. Diet is what you routinely eat. Yes, get your weight checked, men and women. But if I was a white boy saying the same shit, the same vernacular, I would get all the praise and all the help. Shout out to everybody who was on Dr. T's stream earlier. Think about it. A lot of people didn't know one of the biggest victims of blue leashing are police officers. Because once you get in some type of domestic trouble, that can really fuck up your career. It can decimate it. So, of course, we know about blue leashing more than anybody on both sides of the coin. You put on so many years as an officer, and this chick wants to make up a story because she wants to get everything in court. Trust me, shit's fiendish out there. Most of you have to realize this. Going back to the health and welfare, most people don't even understand that a lot of the mental anguish you go through is because of your health. Look at it. And I'm saying this directly to black women. Did you know that you're suffering from more and more diseases that were male related than ever before? Your bodies are not built for stress the same way men are. And even that's dangerous for us to a certain degree. But when someone tells you they can do bad all by themselves, what do? At some point, you don't stop the person making a mistake, which is that idiot. At some point, you let the chips fall where they lay, even when it comes to your children. The problem is when somebody talks about standards in the black community, they're usually going to be ostracized. They're going to usually be ridiculed. You're gonna hear people go out of their way to destroy that person. I want you to think about this. This lets you know what type of woman you're dealing with, and I'm glad to use Megan Thee Stallion as the example. She could have amicably just said, "We're not dating anymore. We're gonna just respectfully part ways," and left it as that. But it, but you know, a Texas ratchet that she is, gotta blast everything, put everything on the line, and this is the same person who thinks they deserve sympathy and being vindicated when you obviously, and I mean obviously, and I'll say the word once again, obviously committed perjury in a court of law against Tory Lane, obviously lied, and I'm supposed to take you and your word as gospel. I'm going to do you the same way I'll do a white chick back in the 50s talking about a black man whistling at them. Look at your crazy ass with the biggest side eye. You might even say to me, "Well, Charles, that's not right." One of the biggest things about being right in the world is that guess what? You're probably going to be alone. Get used to it. One of the biggest things about being right is you're probably going to be alone. What? I'm back, folks. I want you to think about that for a second. A lot of people will come into this earth, or the adult realm, as we should say, thinking their behavior is always going to be correct, thinking they're above reproach. The most comical thing about life is, and forever will be, is that life teaches you something different. It humbles the fuck out of you, really. You think you're smarter than people, but you're truly not. If you were so damn smart, you wouldn't have got in trouble in the first place. And that's multiple people that I know personally. And the secret about life is you should be able to learn from any and everybody, no matter how stupid they are. And Lord knows they're going to be stupid as fuck. And the saddest part about it is, I can't feel sorry for people anymore. I really can't. It may be cold. It may be reference. It may be chilly. But why should I feel sorry for sorry individuals? Let's be very honest. You don't feel sorry for yourself. Like I would say to Meg, even though most things that we see on that screen, called either television or computer or a phone, is make believe. You think Klay Thompson wants to be around a drunk? I would really tell Megan, I don't care. You want people to feel sorry for you, but you fuck all your homegirls' boyfriends. Do you give them any sympathy? Do you give them any reprieve? The answer is going to be a strict no. We all know that. The answer is going to be a strict no. Why? Because she has no empathy for anybody else. It's just like plenty of black men who don't have empathy for themselves. She's crying, but yet everybody, including the bodyguard, says that Tori was trying to break up the fight. She's drunk, disorderly, cussing and carrying on. Her friend. It's so funny when you know how these investigations go. And the first thing I listened to her and her friend, and I'm like, you lying bunch of bitches. Why should we feel? See, this is the problem with America today in the West. We glorify sluts. There was a day and time sluts didn't get the best of the men. Sluts may have got fucked by them, but they were not openly presented as girlfriends and wives. Hell no. These women don't want to be wives anymore, so why try? Let's be very honest about some real good shit. Majority of these chickens only want to be married. Why? Not because they fall in love, it's because their options get too low. Wait a minute, Charles, that's fucked up. Why do you think she was mad? She was mad because she thought that her vagina, her doing her little cooking, was going to be strong enough to bag her a baller. But you present yourself as what? Community property. That's all. Nothing to be ashamed of. If you're going to wear the uniform of a whore, then what? Expect whore results. He presented to me like a girlfriend and all this other stuff. Shorty, shorty, shorty. Let's be honest about ourselves. You've influenced a generation of women to have hot girl summers, to be whores, to play men for their money, and you think you're gonna be rewarded? I'm gonna tell you, you niggas with daughters better smarten your daughters up. I'm sorry. I had to tell my friends a long time ago. I had to have an honest talk with myself. If I ever got married, I probably won't. Not because I can't. It's because I don't see the purpose that everybody has for it. Some people have to be married. Some people want that dream. Some people want that imagery. And I respect that. I never needed that shit. You can't come to me and say, hey, all this all this stuff that we do in these American streets are golden, ladies and gentlemen. If a guy like Clay was cheating on you because you stole a lot of men from a lot of women, do you think the universe might have said, hey, you got to get yours? Hey, you knew this was going to be just for a short time, not for a fun time, not for a long one. Hey, better luck next time. You don't see singers and rappers that are female typically marry above their pay grade, especially pass arounds. And then nowadays, what do you get from being a successful man? Most of the time, you get the Barack Obama, Will Smith treatment. Other content, utter content. So why? Why should we be surprised? You try to play wifey and house. How many times we said if the man didn't give you a ring in this length of time, you were never going to be a wife to him. Sorry. It's not my fault that modern women don't understand men. Sorry about that. Sorry for your damn luck. This is how disingenuous life really is. When you see all those women who called Brother Samuels all those years ago, they weren't looking for refinement. They were looking for a cheat code. You can't be something you're not trained to do. And you're not trained to be a wife. Get it? Got it? Good. I know what people are gonna say. Are a lot of these men are these men trained to be husbands? Probably not. But there's more in the men pool of being protectors and providers than you being a wife. I'm just gonna tell a lot of women, y'all really didn't want to be married. And I could tell that. Because if you really wanted to be married, you control sex. You control who's a father. But yet, y'all think that men will take pleasure raising somebody else's little bastards. To think that it's pleasurable to bring your little hellions around. No. But a real man, you never were raised by one, so don't say that. Being a simp is a damn thankless job, by the way. So don't do it. I don't care how pretty the chick is. Find them, fuck them, and flee them. But you know, I'll openly say this. Mothers and some fathers will never teach their kids never to be a simp, especially their sons not to simp. Why are you going to feel sorry for a woman and her kids? Her body, her choice, right? You look stupid putting your shit out there when you could have just let it be, let it ride. Nope, not you, black woman. Can't let shit ride. And I'm going to give game to a lot of women. A lot of you don't get married because you talk too damn much. And when I mean talk too much, I mean tell personal business that's not supposed to leave the house. You want top tier men. You want men that can get other bitches, but you don't like what happens when that motherfucker utilizes his abilities to get other bitches. And you have all these women cheering her on. Clay wasn't nothing before he met you, blah, 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 blah. Whatever makes your ego soar. And you go to these chicks and you like, yo, really? You think a man who made $300 million in his career needs Megan, or Megan needs him? Because Megan is she's actually at the finishing line of her career. If you notice, you want to be totally honest. She's at the finishing line of her career. She's not at the cusp. She's not at the prime. That's the silliness of the modern woman. You're giving yourself a ranking system where you really can't compete anymore. You don't even want to admit, I can't do this anymore. You made your money showing a whole bunch of women and young ladies how to have hot girl summers. And now you'll be on the bus with them. Did we fail? If your mission was to marry that man, did we fail? The answer is yes. Well, a little bit. A little bit of shoes. Had to get some gunk off while I'm talking. You don't want that shit to stay on long. But here's one of the biggest problems. Should have Clay told her that he's not monogamous? Sure. You should be honest about that. You should be monogamous about that. But at the same time, a person who's been in the industry as long as Megan Thee Stallion, you're not a newbie. You know those men are not going to be monogamous to you and only you. The only person they're monogamous with is themselves. And the craziness about this is that so many women are invested in this relationship instead of their own that it boggles the mind to say, where are you going to be in 10 years? Where are you going to be in 3 years? Alone? See, being a man and being alone is totally different. There's no equality in that, okay? Men and women are not one for ones. We've never been. We've been more opposites than anything. What's up, Mike? Chance, ABM. Who else is here? Namer, LAPD SWAT, Elongo. I want you to think about that, right? People have gotten so invested in these celebrity relationships that they don't even think about their own. It gets harsh about that. Stand alone. It's rather deceptive. It's sad. The ultimate word we have to use is sadness. If a person's known worldwide for twerking and cheating and sexing men can get a man, I could get a man too. Look out, world. I am woman, hear me roar. And that roar sounds like meow. Meow. I'm not in the best shape of my life. I got insert how many kids here. I deserve a man. I got my degree. I challenge men every day. I'm insufferable. Chicks can't even say to love, honor, and obey at the pulpit or at the altar, which, number one, I'm going to tell you why a lot of dudes are simpy. Because the minute you tell me you're not going to obey, the minute I'm going to embarrass your ass and walk away. I'm not pressed to be with somebody who's going to give me nothing but stress. And no, and I'm going to ask this to my friends, no. Would you date you? Yes, I would date me. If I had to pick, shit, you're a safe bet. I've gotten a lot of shit out of my system young. I actually have some wisdom and intelligence and some worldliness about me so you can learn some shit. I am a leader on multiple levels. So yeah. But how I think as a logical man is not the same way as how women think. Well, with me and my wife, I said, dude, that's the problem. You're focused on the wrong shit. Just focus on your marriage. Stop focusing on single man shit. Just because a man's alone does not mean he's lonely. Just because a man's alone does not mean he's lonely. Let's think about that. We get out there into this world, we have unreasonable expectations for men and women. Instead of enjoying the relationship and that person for who they are, not what you want them to be, a lot of shit would actually go smooth. But what happens? Expectations creep in people's heads. Yep. You suffer from consequences because of that shit. Think about it. Why do why do people go out there and think, "What's up, Kuma?" Why do people think that a lot of young men are turning down relationships and marriage? It's not because they can't get women. Women are the most readily available they've ever been at any time of history. If you really want a relationship and not waste your time, let's look at this. Let's look at strongly. What am I getting for the cost of my life? Is the one question that needs to be asked. Am I getting somebody who protects my honor, glory, and imagery of myself and my family? If the answer is no, then why? Why put up with it? Why put up with it? And I think that's actually a pretty damn good question. Why? Why put up with it? What does that man get for the cost of his life? Well, Clay Thompson ain't shit. Okay, let me give you one. Let's say he wasn't shit. He never will be shit. Even his goddamn goldfish ain't shit. Then why are you dealing with ancient men? It always come back to the person involved. See, men can take dating a ratchet bitch and getting her pregnant and say, it was my fault because she had good pussy. Y'all will never say, I kept going back to that man because he had good penis. I kept going back to that man because I actually loved him. You'll never do that because you can't lose. In your brain, you think you're infallible. I want you to think about that. How many times have I told men, if you want a good shaped woman, a good attitude woman, what do you bring to her? But nobody ever hears that part. You got to be something that you want out of your woman and children. You can't ask your children to be healthy and go play, and you're just a fucking couch potato all day. No, it doesn't work that way. Life does not work that way. And that's the unfortunate part. That's the unfortunate part. And I'll tell you why. What we have here is a big failure of reality. Listening to it, being enveloped in it. Well, what do you mean, Charles? What do I mean? What I mean is, what do you give to have something so great? What are you willing to put in? Nobody wants to talk about that first. Oh, you know, Charles, you can't. Everybody can't be like that. Never said anything about everybody. Not one time. What do you want? If what do you want is so unattainable, then you might have a problem. You might have a problem. There's a reason why people like Meg are gonna never be married. They're never gonna be anything worth value to men because she's always gonna be a victim of her past. You're always gonna be a victim of your past. I want you to figure that out. Better luck next time, Meg. I get nothing out of it. I don't even laugh at you. I just tell you that when women idolize you, which they shouldn't, they're gonna get the same bullshit result. Hmm. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The world puts their heroes as heroes who are villains. And we're supposed to represent that. We're supposed to stand up for that. Women are saying, why don't y'all protect Meg? Black men protect. What do y'all protect us? A black man going through a hard time. Is he protected? People always tell me, well, I'm only worried about me and mines. And see, that's why the community fails. That's why it fails. Because, first and foremost, when you have hungry people in your community, let's say there are 12 hungry houses on a block, and you're the only person that has food, strategically, you gotta, sometimes you may have to make motherfuckers eat or teach them how to eat. Because strategically, what happens? The have, the haves always get overran by the have-nots. We come to a point in life where individuals think that they're greater than the group. Individuals think they're greater than societal needs. When people keep busting you over the head over pull yourself over your bootstraps, that's just a distraction to tell you, nigga, don't pay it back. Don't pay it forward. Pay me. Pay me. It's like that season ending of Invincible when Thrag gave the ultimatum to Mark. You could choose to fight back, but that's only going to go to the destruction of your people. And eventually, a few hundred years from now, our people, a few thousand years, our people will outlive everybody here. Which is smart because here it is. You're going to have to make a tough decision. You're going to have to display some elegance and camaraderie, some grace, some etiquette. Because you're supposed to be the ones to teach how to sit at the table properly. You're supposed to be the ones who set the table up properly. Hmm. I want you to think about that. Too many people in the world right now think so singularly. What you're telling me is you're not worried about the little boy your daughter's going to date. You're not worried about the little girl your son's going to date. What are you teaching them? What type of person to look for? That's one thing the black community, I'll say about other communities, get better than we do. You don't teach your kids shit. You don't teach your kids that to be a fucking fashion plate. That's what you teach your kids to do. Is to be a goddamn fashion plate. We say we like fucking education. but we let the schools be crumbled down. We say we like education, but how many times do you help the kids with their homework? Sometimes, let's tell the truth, some parents don't help the kids with their homework because they're embarrassed. Oh, yeah, it's to consume pop culture, to consume overinflated fashion. If education was at the forefront of the black society, why aren't you taught economics? Why aren't you taught how to sew? Why aren't you taught trades anymore? Why is a college prep one of the primary things that you have? Look at Baltimore, one of the oldest cities in America. You think plumbing wouldn't be an issue? Structural bricklaying and carpentry wouldn't be an issue? Electrical work wouldn't be an issue? Why is that not part of your curriculum, black folk? You control damn near majority, or at least half, the city council and damn near majority of fucking Board of Education on North Avenue. You don't want innovators, you want workers. You don't want the city, you want network. You and we're gonna just say, hey, um, I'm at the point where it's like you gotta look at it. My son graduates in about June, early June. What about the people I know personally who got younger kids who are there in school for the next 10 years or longer? I'm done. I'm done. If you don't want the best out of your kids' education to survive, you don't even talk to the damn government in your cities to say, hey, why can't we buy some of these vacants and fix them up? And you give us grants to fix them up. Why can't we establish certain things? You know why? Because out of sight, out of goddamn mind. That's all. That's all. Yep, blacks are the majority of the city council. Not one motherfucker goes down there and say, put trades back in the schools. Why don't you make it mandatory that every goddamn kid, college prep or not, has to have a trade before leaving with their high school diploma? You know why? Because now you create innovators instead of subjects. Because a subject is different from a citizen. A citizen has rights, free thought, intellect. A subject is subject to the whim and rule of the others above him or her. When you have a way to get rid of poverty, why not utilize it? Think about it. How many people, Hispanics included, you would put out of work if every black boy had a goddamn trade? I ain't got nothing wrong with the Hispanic community, but how many would actually be out of work if they had a trade? And it always dawns on me, right? When we were in the police academy and they were giving away free college credit just to take some classes for about an hour or two after the academy. Why didn't these people take advantage? There was only five, maybe six at the most out of a class of 60, including myself, taking advantage of that. Very high level courses. I think that too many people are obsessed with the problem and they really love to suffer. They love the struggle. See, the one thing that was beautiful about slavery was this: quite a bit of people didn't mind being a slave. Quite a few people didn't mind being a slave. Let's keep it funky. Many of things were established for that slave because human beings do not like change. Even if it came to slavery, there are some parts of it that people actually enjoyed. I want you to think about it. Why did the welfare system work so beautifully, even though it kept you in perpetual poverty? Because you didn't have to take massive responsibility. You didn't have to go out there and work. You didn't have to go out there and get a trade or get educated. But it kept you where you were. Didn't have to change. You didn't have to change shit. All you had to do was the same mundane routine. And I really want you to think about, and this is especially for parents or children who are still in elementary school. What's your kids' dreams? And yes, why is it that y'all fight against all boys schools and education when statistically we know that they do 1,000 times better? Because you're just as programmed too, my Negro. You're just as programmed too. Maybe even more so than the women at times. A lot of Negroes love status quo. Let's just put it out there. A lot of Negroes love status quo. Y'all don't want to get. Y'all don't want anything to be difficult. You don't want anything to be hard. Let's just keep it a buck. Once they start saying read to your children, how many people just start looking and saying, why do I got to do that? They got a teacher. How many really think that way? How many think that way? How many truly think that way? I don't got to read it down. And I can tell you why you think this way. Because it's someone else's problem to deal with. That's one of the main things the black community has been pro about. Pro somebody else deals with it. Pro somebody else's problem. Pro why should I fight? Remember that guy came in here? Well, will you fight? Instead of saying, why do I need to fight? What are you going to do? This is your country too. This is your country as well. Nobody wants to talk about that. You got your civil rights off of fighting, especially wars. You think the government's going to give you something because your ass is here? Much gain, much is required, my dude. And my dude, that's. You want to look at the greatest flaw of the black community? Not being communal. Not being communal. Think I'm lying? Black people will fight against themselves more than they will do against racism, especially in current day. Current day blacks are cowards. They're lazy. They don't want to fight. They don't want a solution. How many times have we given solutions on these different platforms? And what was it? Why do I got to do it? Why do I got to fight? Why do I got to do it? Why do I got to fight? Because it's your fight, you dingy. It's your goddamn fight. Yep, you're right. They don't want solutions. They just want free shit. I don't even want to discipline my children. I don't even want to discipline my children. I'll call the police to do it. But then you get upset if your son and or daughter gets shot by the police. Ain't that a bitch? Why do I gotta read to them? They got teachers. Why do I gotta read to them? Why? First damn thing, a motherfucker asks you, why do I gotta do whatever? And then you wonder why your ass is underachieving. You're underachieving. Why must I do this? Why must I take control of my community? This ain't my damn country. You're quick to say that, but you'll take this country's money. You'll take this country's currency. But guess what? You fucking dreadnoughts forget how many people will take this fucking country before you. Those foreigners will do that work. They'll join your military. They'll get all the nice houses and benefits that were supposed to be your forefathers. They have no problem for that shit. Yeah. I'm back. I'm gonna let people in this. I've been running my mouth long enough. You know. Oh yeah, they'll take the welfare of this country. You think them damn immigrants and illegals were saying no to those checks? Don't forget to hit the like button, share it. If you're not subscribed, please do. Please do. What's up, ABM?
What's good?
Not much. Just talking my sugar honey iced tea. That's why I said the correlation between black folk is the correlation between this Meg and Clay shit. You literally have people thinking that he was a nobody when this man made $300 million in his career. It's most likely going to be a Hall of Famer. How many rings does he have?
3 or 4.
He's a
Not to mention, he's a second generation NBA player. His father played.
yeah.
Um, he's never seen poor.
No,
He's never seen working class.
no.
And this goes to show that we have a habit as black people. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Black women. Black women got a Gen Z. Black women have a habit of talking too fucking much.
Yeah.
You talk too
And where they
fucking much.
learn that from?
Well, you know where they learned it from.
Yeah.
Nobody ever tells you to shut the fuck up. Nobody ever tells you to have the facts before you open your fucking mouth. Nobody ever tells you that you sound stupid and you look stupid being so invested in these celebrities and what they do. It's loser shit.
Pretty much.
But they're quick to call men incels. You're the fucking incel.
You worried about my dick?
You give a fuck about this rapper broad who can't walk from here to there without finding herself with her legs open for another industry dude. And this is who y'all promote. This is who you glamorize. This is who you cheerlead. Stupid shit. All of
Don't
these fucking
forget,
channels,
It's
all of these
fraudulent.
TikToks, all of these fucking Instagram videos and shit. Megan Clay. Y'all niggas don't have shit else to talk about.
ABM.
And this is why
Here's something to
Charles is.
consider.
Well,
This is why
I'm
Charles
sorry.
is.
hold on.
It's,
Let
it,
me finish, Namer.
All right. Sorry.
I'm
Go
gonna be
ahead.
quick, man. I'm gonna be quick. This is why
Mhm.
Charles is drawing the parallel to this fuckery in the black community. Look at where the fuck we are at. You niggas don't care about nothing important. It's never anything of substance. It's never something that you can actually learn, something that you can make you better. Just the same old fucking celebrity gossip nigga shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
And yeah, appreciate that. Sorry about that. Sorry about cutting you off like that. But look at it this way, man. You got to go back further because this shit's generational. Because remember, before that, because they learned this from somebody else. Remember, folks, before this shit, there was reality TV. Before reality TV, there was soap operas, as well as, just like a lot of these chicks, a lot of these Gen Z and some millennials, they grew up watching MTV Cribs. Before that, the older millennials and the Gen Xers, they're watching Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous with Robin U. Leach. So this stuff is generational. It's just the current phase of things. And people talk about this, that, and the third. Also, let's not forget the tabloids have always been, most people consume tabloid media or what? Women.
I made the
That's
change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach. Classic.
Hey, yeah. And before there was Meg Thee Stallion, who'd you have? Before Sexy Red, Glorilla, Meg Thee Stallion, who'd you have talking about this whole shit? Talking about wet ass pussy and shit.
Man,
It was Lil
shit,
Kim and Fixie John, Foxy
nigga,
Brown, Lil Kim.
you can go all the way back to Madonna.
Madonna.
Oh yeah, with the white one, Madonna was the raunchy shit.
Yeah.
And where did Madonna learn that from? Marilyn Monroe.
No, really quickly. In the music industry, the lady who started it was Betty Davis,
Okay, all right,
Miles Davis' wife,
Betty Davis.
and she did a lot of funk, and her shit was like straight raunchy. She had one song called "If You Take Me Home, You Can Fuck Me," and this was like 1972. So Miles was like,
Oh,
"Nah, I'm not feeling this, so I'm out." That's when he got with Cicely Tyson.
I appreciate that, Mad Bad Hombre. Um, what else? What else?
I
Who
want to.
remembers? Who remembers? Because I mentioned the Marvin Gaye analogy here. Every man should look at himself as Marvin Gaye. And if I describe that woman you're with as one of these four women, it tells you what type of relationship you're in. Diana Ross, Tammy Terrell, Mary Wells, Kim Weston. Diana Ross, that's it. That's like being in a relationship with a 92 or 100 octane where she wants to be in control. Because remember, their album was called Diana and Marvin. She had to have top billing. Because what was her highlight at the time prior to that album coming out in 74, 73, 74? She already had a big movie. She already had a hit movie with Billy D. Williams, Lady Sings the Blues. Not to mention her solo career was on the up. And she was pretty, she didn't really consider much of what Marvin had been doing the past couple of years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Diana
keep it a
Ross,
buck.
Miss
Let's keep
Ross.
it a buck. Marvin was
hmm
Motown's biggest star.
Marvin was the best, because remember, the best person, when it came to those duet albums, who was the person he always wanted to work with?
Tammy Terrell.
Tammy Terrell. Remember, they did 3 albums together, so something was working. They were doing something right here.
Well, you gotta look at it,
And
man.
all, go ahead.
You gotta look at it.
hmm
You know, and I'm looking at some of the comments. I'm like this. People forget that if you look at women's comments, no women's
hmm
comments is much raunchier than typically.
hmm
Notice how times, like I talked about the city council, if you really want it better, why don't you? It's funny because black people concerned with ICE that doesn't concern a guy, then hey, kids need education. And this is the part that
What's
when you look at this
hmm
young Clay Clay is really this.
Hey Charles,
Yep.
what is the literacy rate for the city of Baltimore currently?
Knows.
That bad, huh?
Not even that bad. It's just who knows. Because
Okay.
I don't. You mean the national literacy rate is what 60? No,
60%?
like 60, maybe 70. One year
Okay.
when 1972 one. The year after that, that's when the reading levels went down. You got to think about it. An eighth grade education on my Faulkner ground was and it's so dumbed down that You had to learn how to math back then. And you can't. And you truly these days and times make a off of an eighth grade education.
Not at all.
And what happens? Because while we're corrupted and who's dating who, that's high school, okay?
High school trivial shit.
And
Um,
go ahead.
no, what I mean is like some of us didn't. Some of us need to stay out of that stuff sometimes because we have to ask ourselves, how does that benefit us? Those types of conversations. As far as everybody mad at Klay Thompson, because remember everybody was praising Klay Thompson when he got with her,
Not everybody, just
and
about.
then when they parted ways, they started dumping on her, which shows you how fickle women are. It's like that old Janet Jackson song from back in 1986, which is turning 40 this year. What have you done for me lately?
Nothing.
Back in the 90s, we used to call it dick riding.
Yeah.
It still is called dick riding.
Not to Gen Z. And,
Yep.
and again, this is what I mean with nobody tells them anything. Nobody says, yo, stop dick riding this bitch. You know this bitch don't care about you, right?
Yeah.
Nobody fucking says it.
Can I just say one thing about that lady, really quick?
Is she a lady? A woman,
Her,
okay, but I don't know about lady.
so this lady slash woman, whenever she's around black people, she's always acting ghetto and ratchet and sticking her
Mm-hmm.
fucking tongue out like she's doing a porn movie. But when she did that interview with Hillary and Chelsea Clinton, that whole persona vanished. And she was so polite. She was smiling at their jokes. She was even laughing when they were insulting her to her face.
Who you
But
talking
she
about?
could Megan Thee Stallion. She did an interview with them too. And they
But
basically
who?
were putting her down. It was on
Huh?
Apple TV. And this was
Mm-hmm.
before the
It's called
last
showing
election.
their belly. Like cats. When cats get comfortable with you, or I mean, they roll over in their back, expose their belly to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
It was the
That's a
most
lot of black.
disgusting.
That's a lot of black people. You know what I mean, like yeah, you get around white folks and you'll put up with their microaggressions and shit.
Yeah. Because you think they're
But you get
better.
around black people, especially black men, then you mean your whole demeanor changes like you do a 180.
Yeah, but they basically Hillary Clinton said that she told Megan, she said, Chelsea used to listen to rap when she was a child. And then Megan just started giggling. She couldn't understand that that was actually an insult. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
That was very condescending. Basically, she was saying Megan's music is childlike, but you would have to
And the
protect
irony
yourself.
about that, and the irony about that, bad hombre, when Chelsea was a child, or let's go back to '92.
Can somebody mute their phone?
Remember,
It's like a noise coming.
Go ahead, name it.
All right, go ahead, name it.
yeah, back in '92, you remember how this woman's husband, when he was campaigning, is that coming from me? The clicking sound?
Yeah.
I think it is coming from you.
Yeah, I
Hang on a
would mute
second.
it.
But you got to think about it, right? If she's
Mm-hmm.
allowed to her music her daughter listened to this when she was a child. She's just basically telling you what she thinks of you and your culture. It's childish. This is the same bitch who says she always got a bottle of hot sauce in her goddamn bottle and a pot in her purse.
Mm. Yeah.
I don't
Hang on,
expect
I gotta switch headsets.
Can I just say something really quick about Hillary Clinton? Our
go ahead.
FBA sister Michelle Alexander wrote in her book, The New Jim Crow. During the Clinton administration, more black people went to prison than in any other time in American history, even Reconstruction. But for some bizarre reason, black people love the Clintons, who was harder on crime than Ronald Reagan and both George Bushes were. Let that sink in.
I mean, think about it, right? Black people love anybody who supports nigga shit. Why do you think Megan Thee Stallion is loved and revered? Nigga shit. Nigga shit dictates. And, and when we talk about this nigga shit, remember, nigga shit rules the day. It always
Yeah,
ruled
but
the day.
it didn't used to be this way, though.
Always been this way. We just covered it up better. That's all. We always covered it up. Think about it, right? Only in the black community where your black queens who can have what? Crack, who could be crack queens will still be called black queens. There's no difference. There's no, never mind. That person doesn't represent us. None of that shit, huh? We gotta take good and the bad like the goddamn facts of life.
Look, I hate to say this, but if black women are queens, I would hate to see the group of women that's the dregs of society. I'm just being honest. I know that sounds fucked up, but hey, we got to keep it a buck.
But there's nothing that you can do that's gonna undermine a black woman's authority in their eyes. Think about it. You want the children, but you don't teach them. You want the goddamn children, you're not gonna teach them. Why do you want the children so badly? I mean, we gotta really put this in perspective. What is why do they want the children so badly? It makes you laugh almost because it's like you only want this spot not because it's gonna better us, only because some you don't want anybody else to do a better job than you. That's all.
Yeah, they're definitely not trustworthy.
And that's the problem I have, ultimately. That's the problem I have. It's like you, you're not doing this because you want to see a better black America. You're doing this shit because one, we're gonna land we're gonna be in the same pot, if not worse than you, at some point. You can't elevate past your men. You really can't. It's gonna be damn near impossible for you to do it. But
For
yet,
better or worse, they're attached to you at the hip.
but yet, it's a crime to even admit that. It's certainly a
Which
crime.
makes absolutely no sense.
Makes plenty of sense. They don't want to be around. Don't want to be around.
Yeah.
And when you have somebody who doesn't want to be around you, you're the one causing them grief. You're the one causing them pain, right? So when it comes out to actual freedom, when it comes to actual giving someone an edge in life, you can't do it without your men. You can't do it without your men.
Woo!
Charles, you're a hater.
Nuh-uh, cause niggas ain't shit.
Hey, Thrag is a walking
Yeah, but I
contradiction,
work
man.
for the betterment of my people. You know, you kind of wish it was witchcraft in a way. You kind of wish it was witchcraft in a way
Why you say that?
because you could almost have a reason for it.
I stopped looking for the why. I just
You
recognize
just
what
have
it
a
is
reason for it.
and I move forward. I don't worry about the why no more.
Yeah, man, these bras doing that damn witchcraft shit now. I tell you, damn it, I found a video, damn it, some time ago, shit, some months old about these bitches, damn, doing love spells and shit, and them love spells fall from them. You know, the love spells are failing, nigga, and they mad as hell, nigga. I'm laughing at these bras. I'm like, yeah, that shit will come back on your ass, you dumb bitch. You playing that dark magic, damn it. It's a price, bitch, every time.
You mean that love potion number 9 type bullshit?
Yeah.
Why don't they do a spell to get their kids' reading scores up?
Actually, we can do something better. All we just have to do is follow the example of Reddit Meth and How High.
Why don't they do a spell to make their edges grow back?
Well, wait a minute. Here's the ultimate spell. I'm gonna get a bibbity bobbity boo. I don't know about you. I'm gonna make this fire and get a man that gets higher and higher. Boom. No, they can't do it. You know, that's what all that manifestation shit goes in. Because that's also another reason why black men don't go to church. Because a lot of this shit has a lot of mysticism in it, a lot of witchcraft in it.
Look, it's hocus pocus. That's how they live their lives. It's hocus pocus. It's manifest, speak it into existence. It's
I
it's
can
all
send
of
it
this
to you.
stupid shit.
I can send it
It's
to you in the
never
private
anything
chat,
practical.
Charles. You hear me?
I
Yeah, I can send it to you in the private chat. The video I found.
yeah.
They never talk about anything practical.
He
West
had to drop
Africans
out.
do it. West African women talk about fucking what's that shit they used to do? I saw this one shit.
Hmm.
The West African chick was talking about put the they put their panties in the soup. They'll put their panties in the soup while it's cooking,
Mm-hmm.
What?
and and then serve. You know what I mean? Then of course they'll take it out, and then they'll serve dude the soup that he
Yeah, I
just cooked
seen a
their fucking
video of
panties
that.
in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's supposed to
I'm
be
gonna
like
see you
some
this
type of
video, Charles.
man
Wait a minute, that's some
spell.
vindictive shit. That's some vindictive shit.
No, according to them, it's a love spell.
Yeah, just like in voodoo, in some voodoo cultures, they'll put their period
There's
blood.
certain cultures in voodoo where they go see they have there are traditions where you will go see a charm or a fortune teller or something like that, and then they give you just certain concoctions and this, that, and the third to ward off evil spirits and to find love and everything like that. But
There are some women
put your
who
drawers in the soup?
there are some women
Get
who
the
go
fuck out.
They'll make spaghetti and put their period blood in it.
Oh, I'm glad I live alone and I cook for myself.
Think about it, right? This manifestation has always been the genie. See, if you ever notice in the Bible,
Hmm.
men spoke to God on a personal relationship. There was a conversation being had.
Hmm.
When women look at God, and even today, have you ever noticed they look at God as like a genie in a lamp? Grant me these wishes, zim zim zalabim. There's never a relationship with God. I'm manifesting my destiny.
Shazam, numerology. Some people go into things like, hang on a second, what's going on? Oh, Ray just posted something in the back channel. Right, cool. Thank you, Ray. Um, the zodiac
Yeah,
signs,
yeah.
horoscope.
That's the video I was talking about. That I just came across.
Okay,
Hey,
thank you.
I didn't even really watch that shit all the way. I was like, oh man, let me share this man with the guys. This bullshit. I even shared it to Edward.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's like when you think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Meg Thee Stallion was doing, manifesting. I'm gonna play the part of a wife instead of not knowing if she was one to begin with. See,
She ain't
But yeah,
I was playing house and all this. Notice playing house, but you're not a
like a
house.
little kid.
You're not a housewife.
I didn't
I
even
was
care to
talking.
cover that shit, man. I'll just let y'all have it. I was like, damn it, she's a demon. There you have it. Boom. I'm done.
I don't really
I
care to
was
cover it
Free
myself.
Tory Lanes.
I
I
don't
was talking to my coworkers
cover it
earlier.
myself, but there's too many different parallels of what the black community is. It's just a God
Mm-hmm.
network.
I was talking to my
Can't mind your
coworkers.
own damn business. Can't worry about your own goddamn relationship.
Can y'all hear me?
Gotta be a huzzy.
I
God,
can hear you,
huh?
I don't
Ray.
think Charles can hear
Charles,
me.
can you hear Charles? I don't think you can hear ABM.
Let me try going back out.
All right,
No, I was talking
bear
to my
with us, folks.
coworkers
We're having
earlier.
technical issues. Yeah, I'll go ahead.
It's just StreamYard. And I was talking to my
Yeah,
coworkers and
I can hear both of y'all.
Yeah.
okay. And I was saying that I said I think what happened is Meg started staying with him. And once
Mm-hmm.
you start seeing somebody every day and you start to see all the little things, he was just like,
Yep.
nah, this ain't gonna work. And I really think she's lying about the whole cheating thing. That's to make her save face.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And let's
Also.
let's let's be real here before I pass the
Mm-hmm.
mic. Let's be real here because I haven't seen nobody else say this.
Mm-hmm.
There's an aspect of um white man here.
yeah,
Clay is not technically a white man, but he's like almost white
yeah,
because
He is a mulatto alpha male.
in my opinion, he looks more like a white man than let's say Steph Curry does. Steph
yeah,
looked like a light skinned black dude to me.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Clay, you can kind of tell he's mixed, but he looks more like a white man to me. This is my humble opinion.
yeah.
And I think that's what really got a lot of chicks pissed off here.
There's
Yep.
Because it's like, oh, she got her not really a white man, but an almost white man, a close enough white man. I think that's what got a lot of bitches pissed off for real. Because this is way too much fucking conversation. Like this the first
Mm-hmm.
time some fucking celebrity breakup didn't happen or something. This is crazy.
like she got. I can't believe it's not butter.
She she got she got a low calorie white man.
Yeah, what I call it, white light, white lights, and
Diet white.
White
Yeah.
light, light white with that Bahamian coconut oil.
and it's sad because The parallels are too obvious of where their attention is.
Mm,
Like I told so many people, well, you think, Clay, we're black men protecting. Why should black men protect you when you throw so many black men into the fire? Why
hmm
should I will say this? Black men don't owe you shit. Black men don't owe you shit.
especially if you haven't done anything for them.
Why
You're not
should I?
entitled to anything
Why should I, as a black man, do any goddamn thing for you when you you picked the men you wanted?
hmm
You these are the men we want, and you know what black men did? Bow out gracefully.
Yeah, they didn't fight. They just said, "Yo, go help the bear. Have at it. Have fun with the bear. I'm just gonna go about my business."
And the only time you whine is when we don't want to be stepdaddies. How dare you not be stepdaddy to my bastards?
Because they're not mine.
Because let's be real here. Clay was playing with fire with this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like she just has way too much baggage, dude. She has way
It's
too
not.
much baggage and way too much
Mm.
history for you to even consider the shit.
Even for a fun girl.
She's 5'10". He's 6'7" and or 6'9", 6'7", 6'9", between 6'7", 6'9". Also, let's not forget this woman has bragged about the fact that she beat up an ex.
She's a
On
violent
top of yeah,
she's a
prior
violent
to Tory Lane, she bragged about putting hands on another dude.
that's why I
But go
always
ahead.
say that's why I didn't believe in Don't Hit Girls, because she's a violent drunk. Everybody who knows in the industry knows that she's a violent drunk. She gets,
She a bruiser?
she's a violent drunk that has a coke problem.
She's a
Oh,
chaos goblin.
She's a violent drunk with a coke problem. That's all.
damn! I didn't know that.
When motherfuckers get a little bit of money, notice their drugs of choice start going up. She's always with a dude. Think about it. All these chicks who rap, right? How many of these chicks who rap actually get men better than them?
Not that many.
This is the lie to black men. Stop taking these women seriously. They don't take themselves seriously.
None of them were to be taken seriously when you think about it. In
My
their
home,
hearts,
it reminds me, my homeboy called me, well, you're a bitter black man. I said, you ain't say shit when your ex girlfriend was stabbing your ass up with forks and shit because you were cheating. Well, what did I do? You told me years ago, nigga. I just didn't forget. I said, now keep saying it. I said, what am I bitter about? I could get women easily. Easily. Hell, I'm known for getting girls that they got girls. I'm going to say this. People don't like the truth because sometimes the truth reverts back into, damn, was I part of this shit?
mm,
Damn, was that my mama, sister, whoever? Damn, you know, it gets to the point where this is what black America's about. You damn near about to have a goddamn draft. And this is what black America's worried about. You're not even worried about gas prices because you don't hear not one nigga. Let's go southern real quick. You don't hear nan nigga complain about the gas prices right now, but they more worried about this shit. Fuck out of here. The fuck,
it's all it's all distractionary, man.
the
Some
fuck,
people need a distraction because they don't want to deal with the real issues.
the fuck out of here.
They don't want to deal with real life. They have to
Hmm
live vicariously through these celebrities.
Your kids
because
can
their life is shit.
there's your kids can barely read, and we worried about this shit. Your sons are insurmountably challenged in the criminal justice system, and
And
it's
you're worried about this shit.
but yet I'm bitter. I said,
Fuck
first of
out
all,
of here with that.
I said, why can't a black man say he's just better than a broad? I'm better than this shit. Why can't you get a big girl? Because I'm better than her. Why can't you get
Shout
that
out
chick?
to Patrice O'Neal.
Why can't you get that chick with her degree? I'm better than her. That degree does not mean she's better than me. That degree says you're qualified to have a conversation with me.
At least qualified to have a conversation with you.
When I make more money than most of the people that have degrees in this country, why should I give a fuck?
Why should I care?
And I'm nobody's rich man.
Exactly. And it's not knocking people with degrees. It's telling the truth about wait a minute. Why should I care when you don't even fuck about yourself?
Why should I care about your shitty existence when it pales in comparison to my life? Especially, how many people live fulfilling lives? Or as BTS would say, how many people are content with their lives?
Man, not many. I'm gonna tell you
Not
what's even.
many.
I'm gonna tell you what's even sadder. Here it is. You're not even. I think this is sad, and this is just the black female demographic. We don't share this as black men. Less than 20. It's already 25% of you who ever get married. In 2030, it's gonna be lower than that. Are you proud of that? Uh, we're choosing our happiness. I've never seen a lonely, happy woman in my life.
I'm like, why are they always complaining if they're so happy?
Unless he's a misanthrope or some shit like that, but
I
highly,
mean,
or a sociopath.
look at Baltimore. Over the last decade, birth rates has went down 15%.
Yeah.
You can't afford to have children. Black women are getting called out now for being sorry ass mothers. More men are getting custody of the children than ever before.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Don't tell me you're happy.
You're,
You're
you're
not
not.
fucking happy.
You're not even content.
That's why you're always online complaining. Every day it's a TikTok video. You niggas ain't shit. You niggas ain't getting my nails done. Why you niggas can't pay my bills? Why you niggas this and why you niggas that?
Look at fucking D.L. Hugan's daughter. How the fuck married, but you hate men. That's the man ever eviscerate. Meaning he was the only man you met who could take your shit. He was desperate for you. He's not a prize. Why do you say date the nerd? Because you think that you could go fuck with dirty Dick Donnie and think that niggas are gonna take you. No, they want the same treatment you gave Dirty Dick Donnie, the same head. Nope, nope, nope. Nah, bitch. Nah. Fuck you mean? Nah. Oh, date the nerd. Y'all weren't even smart enough to date the nerd in high school and college. Now the nerd is saving your life from a fucking life of mediocrity and poverty.
If he bothers.
And you think he's not cheating on that? You heard her mouth. You think he's not cheating on that? The only way he's not cheating on that if he was pressed. Don't tell
Or
me.
she just drained the fucking life out of him.
Yeah. And I'm like, and that tells you the type of person D.L. Hughley is when your daughter said, I don't even respect my father. I don't even talk nice to my father. I said, you know who to
I
say
would
that
look
shit.
at his wife. I'd have to look at her mother, EL's wife, and like, the hell?
And I'm going to tell you what,
Mm-hmm.
Remember what I said early in the show? Y'all need to teach your daughters.
Hmm.
You need to teach your daughters. There's some men out there who don't play that shit. Who will punch you in your fucking face if you put your hands on them.
Well, again, I look at D.L. Hughley's daughter as like kind of fake, honestly, to me. It's kind of like Haley Bailey. It's
Yeah,
like a lot of
Hmm.
these chicks who didn't grow up in that fucked up environment. They feel like they have to manufacture some way or another that they can be like everybody else.
they got to manufacture their niggatry.
So your father was a comedian. He's been in a couple movies. All things considered, did pretty well for himself. Obviously,
And
you had
got
your
you in a
mother.
better place. Yeah.
So what exactly is your fucking issue with your father?
What is
I'm
that?
willing to bet that you don't have a real issue, but you want to be down with the sisterhood because that's what you perceive as the black community. Same thing with Haley Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your baby daddy DDG, he's a millionaire. What is the fucking problem? Why can't y'all co-parent?
They don't want to.
What's the goddamn problem with the guy?
ABM, I like
Because you
What?
feel
co-parenting.
like you have to be like everybody else, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to have the same old baby daddy, baby mama drama. And again, Haley Berry didn't come from that shit.
But she probably has cousins who are from that shit. You never know.
Black women it's nothing but a fucking black hole of dysfunction and misery at this point. It's like
Say it
remember
again.
the
Say it
90s.
again. Say it again. Say it again.
Remember
It's a what?
remember remember the 90s and the early 2000s, like a lot of dudes would get called out for being fake thugs. Like, yo, you ain't from the hood,
Right.
my nigga. Why you acting like that? Right?
And we
It's the
got
same
Guilty.
shit. You got women out here who's not from that environment. Why are you acting
Right.
like this?
because they're fake ratchets.
Yep.
Think
You
about
want to be fake ratchet. You want to be fake baby mama. Like
Ah,
it's fucking crazy.
your child goes to a fucking private school since 3. Your
mhm.
child armed fucking guards walking them to school. Stop it. Get help, like Michael Jordan said in the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Yaya Mayweather,
Yeah,
prime example of this shit.
you had a baby, a young boy, about to do some time, stabbing a pregnant bitch or stabbing another bitch while you're pregnant. You did not grow up the way your father grew up. And I think that's part of the problem.
And now she's online bitching about her baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, you ain't seen your son. Ma'am, shut the fuck up.
Really.
That's the nigga you chose.
Really.
Period. Period. I saw it live with my sister and what she had to put my nephew's father through. I heard them constantly arguing when they were living with my parents, and somehow my sister would always come out unscathed. Why? My mother. My dad just stopped talking. And to that same point, I just stopped talking because Nicole would ask me to do things, to take Remington somewhere when she was completely available. In fact, one day I was living in Gary, Indiana. She called me and asked me to come to Chicago, pick him up, my nephew, and take him to basketball practice when she was completely available to do so. You know that kid cried in my arms and said I wish my mom would have done it. And that's not the only time that's happened.
Oh wow.
It's like they have to create the bullshit no matter what.
They gotta
I
create.
remember I remember my son mother, my oldest boy mother tried that with me one day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm at my second job. I done worked all night. Now here I am at the part-time job, paying the child support.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she calls me up. Well, can you go pick him up from school? He's sick. I said, what the fuck are you doing? Mind you,
Exactly.
she has no job. Well, I don't have a car. I said, that's your fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you even bother to pick the fucking phone up and call? You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting off your fat ass and go get your kid.
Here's another one that happened with my nephew. My nephew's father had long since been kicked out over some bullshit. He did the smart thing and decided not to argue because somehow my dad got pulled into this bullshit. One morning when I was working as an umpire, I was scheduled to call two big games, one at 10 a.m. and one at 3 p.m. And I didn't have any wheels at the time. And my dad said, I will make sure I get back and make sure you can use the car because we got to take Nicole somewhere. Yeah, never made it. I lost 400 bucks that day. I was so pissed that I called my boss and told him what happened. Now, to his credit, my boss's credit, he made up for it later in the week and gave me 3 good games to do. But the biggest point was my nephew climbing into my arms and crying, waiting for his mother to come home.
Wow.
And I was so locked into the point. I had my equipment next to me. I had Remington in my arms, and he said, Uncle B, where are you going? I said, I have to go umpire 2 games today. And he wanted to come with me. Take a guess as to how that turned out.
Somebody said, "Oh hell no, you're not taking them."
Yeah, the 2 women. Because apparently I didn't, well, my nephew was born with a hole in his throat. And I kept asking my sister and my mother, look, teach me how to take care of Remy and I'll take him on assignments with me. Guess what didn't happen?
They didn't teach you how to take care of him
Not at all. They didn't teach me
purposely.
purposely. They didn't teach me how to drain his throat, how to use the machine that they were using. And I kept hearing it every night. And I asked my sister and I asked my mother, would you teach me how to use the machine so I can get Remy fixed up? Because Remy asked me to take him to a couple of ball games with me. Both those bitches ignored me. And
Figure it out
dad
for yourself, nigga.
They
and
have to. They have to because that keeps the nobody does anything for me narrative going.
mm-hmm. So y'all know in 2000 April of 2007 when, and I thank God that my mother and my sister weren't home when this happened, when I drove a U-Haul to my parents' house. My friend Victor was with me. He had my car. That I cleaned out my room. I cleaned out my office in the basement and got the fuck out of Dodge. I moved to Gary, Indiana. Oh, the hell I was getting behind the scenes. No, check that. The hell my dad was getting behind the scenes. And it later fell on me
Oh,
when I moved. Because essentially, free worker bee decided, fuck a whole lot of you, I'm out. The moment I signed the lease for that apartment, I called Victor and I said, get me out of here now.
But here's the problem: if you had to babysit when she wanted to take her ass the fuck out to shake some ass, guess who'll be the first motherfucker to be called?
Mm-hmm. Believe and Dr. Faulkner, she tried it. She tried it quite a few times in the time I lived in Gary. She tried getting me to drive to Chicago to take him somewhere while she wanted to go out to a club. She tried to get him to a couple times she had me take him to baseball practice and then basketball practice, and I stuck with him. And then I did exactly what she told me to do. I brought him back home. And Remy was fine. He was. I didn't think I'd reveal this one, but I'll reveal it anyway. 2013, when I was doing a lot of basketball and doing a lot of baseball during the summer,
Huh?
Remington asked me to beg me to get him out of a trip that he was forced to take with mom and my sister, a bus trip to New Orleans. I saw the look on his face and it pissed me off that they forced him on this trip.
Women force a lot of sons to do shit with them.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my mother to this day, no. If you need somebody to go lift something, you got a grandson. I'm not doing it. I said,
Mm-hmm.
here's my thing. Oh, she'd be like, can you drop one? I'll be nice to do it. But I'll be like, I tell my mother straight up, you need a man. I'm not that. I'm your son, not your man.
Mm-hmm.
I said, here's my thing. Y'all the ones being insufferable. Y'all the ones who know you can't get a man. And then the
Right.
men you get are the men that play you. The men you
No.
get, men that play you.
Yep.
And when you finally get a man, what do y'all do? Chase him out the
They
fucking.
chase him out the door.
I
They
mean,
chase him out the door.
I would have just looked at your sister and just been like, you know what? You're right. That's your kid. Don't ask me to do shit. I love you. Nothing against you, kid. Love you to death. But it's your mom. And here's the crazy part. What if they're out the house and you're with the house with the kid and he needs some emergency suction?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense.
None.
That's greed. They always want to have the power. What did ABM say? Nobody does anything for me. You won't let anybody do anything for you.
What did I say before that, Charles? It's a constant black hole of dysfunction and misery.
It
It's a
is.
it's black
They
Mm-hmm.
need that shit.
black women live in perpetual failure and defeat.
Most of them, you cannot put them in proper environments.
Uh, Shit runs smooth. If you ever notice when shit runs smooth, who sabotages? Who sabotages the family?
The women.
No,
Black
I mean,
women always have to live within a struggle.
yep.
That's what it is. I struggle. I struggle.
Uh,
Why do you have to
which
struggle?
is try to define, what they are as black women. That's the struggle. I'm like, the struggle defines your blackness? You saying
I
if you're
mean,
not struggling, you're not an authentic black person? Get the fuck out with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
let
American
me.
is not about struggle. American black is about triumph.
Say it
Let me.
again, black man. Say it
Charles,
again.
Charles,
Black man.
we're talking about women here.
That
Namer. This is
Yeah.
what I was saying earlier when I brought up the '90s and the early 2000s about the thug shit with black men.
Yes.
It was the
Yeah.
exact same thing. Oh, you're from a decent part of town and you got both your parents and you ain't selling dope and nobody in your family is a junkie or a gangbanger or some type of fucking criminal. Well, you ain't really black.
we
ABM
have,
to your
We used to
ABM.
call them off-brand niggas.
yeah, we have this weird obsession of
Mhm.
poverty, hood mentality. That's
Mhm.
not black.
So
It's
it's the same thing with black women today. If it's not dysfunction, if it ain't, hey, I got a bunch of kids by a bunch of different men and nobody's here and I'm on welfare and then I'm not really black. It's not the black experience. I have to struggle. You can't help most of these black women. You can't fucking help them.
I'll tell you
They
They're
something.
don't
beyond
want
help.
your help.
I'll give you a few instances. One of which you guys already know. Um, when I had to move back with my mother because unfortunately 2011 I lost my car and then I lost my job, so I didn't have anywhere. I didn't have anywhere else to go, and I didn't know what to do at the time. I got hooked in with the Chicago sports media thanks to my friend Mark Farina. I was covering the Bulls. I was covering the White Sox.
Uh-oh.
I was covering a couple. I did a couple of the Bears games, and
Mm-hmm.
to that same point, I was covering Indiana Northwest and Chicago State University, which had me do what? Travel. I traveled with the teams, and then I got an extra assignment when I was covering Loyola women's basketball, Loyola Ramblers. I got invited by not only Mark, but some friends that I had with the Bulls at the time to cover a Miami Heat Chicago Bulls game in 2011. This is when LeBron was with the Miami Heat at that time. And
Okay.
press space was very, very limited. Very limited. Especially at the time the Heat and the Bulls were battling for the number 1 seed in the East. So I got a call from Mark, and he said, I got a present for you. Lay it on me. Heat and Bulls, Friday night, prime time. The pass is yours if you want it. Fuck yeah. You don't have to tell me twice. I made sure I took that call outside of the house. In fact, I was in downtown Chicago when that happened. I don't know how the fuck my mother found out. I don't know how the fuck my sister found out that I was doing that game on Friday. On that particular Friday, I beg your pardon. And I hate to be as vulgar as I'm going to be in my next sentence, but Dr. Charles allowed me to, so I'm going to say it as honestly as I can. I don't know how these two whores found out I was covering the Bulls Heat game on that Friday. But the bitching, the whining, and the moaning of me being out of the house too much, and of course they used my nephew Remington as a weapon, or shall I say a shield, because as soon as I started making plans for that game and what I'm going to bring and my equipment and everything, what do I get? You don't hang out with your nephew enough. I'm like, oh, fuck. Here we go again. So I went to Remy. I went to Remy himself. I said, Remy, if I had a chance to take you to see LeBron James and the Heat play Derrick Rose and the Bulls, would you want to go with me? He said, yes, but only one condition. Talk to me. That you weren't talked into it by my mother. Thank you, Remington. That's all I needed to know. So with this knowledge, I went upstairs and I'm getting ready. And as soon as I'm walking out the door, gentlemen, guess what I'm getting hit with?
Can you please take Remy with you?
I got hit with that shit for 20 minutes. And the line I know that pisses Charles off more than anything else is not only can you take Remington with you, it's if you were a man, you would let Remington go with you. And my sister coupled that. My sister coupled that with you don't care about your family.
Did she also ask for tickets as well?
Yep.
This is the same story. Yeah, you mentioned this before.
She and
Just wanted.
my mother was asking for tickets.
If you could have gotten tickets in the nosebleed section, would you have done it?
Fuck no.
Good answer.
Fuck no. Because if I had gotten tickets for them, even just for that night, in the midst of the nosebleeds, guess what would have happened? They'd have been doing it again and again and again.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
And finally, I told both of them, I ain't having it. And my sister said, oh, you can get me a couple tickets. Fuck you. My mother was shocked when I said it, and she said, "You just don't like me anymore. I hate your fucking guts, bitch." And I looked at my mother and I said, "That's right, I said it." And I turned back to my sister and I said, "For you to pull the bullshit that you have done since I've had to live in this house and try to undermine my authority with Chicago sports media and try to undermine me and get free tickets, fuck you." And I walked out. I come back after a few days and my mother tried to lay it on sweet on me. "You didn't have to say that to your sister." Yes, I did. Because I'm tired of her sticking her nose in my
How
god.
dare you talk to her that way?
I've said, Ray, thanks for the laugh, number one. And number two, I've said worse. Remember, my favorite comedian's George Carlin.
Mm-hmm.
I've said worse. But I told my mother when she tried to lay it on sweet for me to try to carve her way in, I said, "I'm not letting you or her interrupt my business with Chicago sports media. Forget it." How did those two react? They didn't like it. And a year and a half later, Donna was born. I don't need to tell you the rest of that.
Nope.
It's like a
Well,
tornado.
well.
A tornado is going to destroy anything in its path.
Yeah, more like a yeah, man. Like I I came up here to salute Officer Charles, as always, as per usual. Hearing your story has brought me to uh, a humbling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've witnessed women in my own family that are cunning, emphasis
Yeah.
on cunning.
Yeah.
And the way I was able to reconcile it so that I don't become that myself, even though I've observed it and I've learned the lingo, I've learned the strategy,
Mm-hmm.
I've learned the tactics.
Yeah.
I, it's just uncomfortable for me to practice it. What I will say is that I'm familiar with what you have experienced,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't justify it. There's no reason for someone to sabotage a man's ambitions. Like, what the hell do they? It would sound as if they would be more satisfied gossiping about you being that no good Negro in the back bedroom than actually pursuing a career. And that is despicable.
That's the part of the black community that people think.
On the
People,
other
and
hand,
I've said this before. Excuse me for a minute, and I'm gonna let you continue. That's the part of the black community that people think.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's not the women you date. A lot of times you're like, these are the women I share blood with. These are the people I
Mm-hmm.
share blood with. These are the dudes I share blood with. Like, god damn. Did anybody have my back? And that's the heartbreak. Continue, Mella.
oh yeah, the heartbreak, exactly. To piggyback off that, I know a relative that was so infuriated with his mother that he punched a hole in the wall, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because he would rather die than assault his mother. However, his mother infuriates him. And for whatever reason, they're like now that he's passed on, God rest his soul, here she is. dwelling on how much she missed him, right?
Uh-huh.
Like I listened to this. Like it's like
Mm,
last I checked when he was alive, all you did was mistreat him and talk
yep.
down to him and
Yep.
discourage him and sabotage him. But now that he's quote unquote dead,
Mm-hmm.
you missing him. I think that's some mentally ill shit. That's some it's like honor someone when they are alive. Honor not only like like say there's clear evidence that they're messing up. Okay. It is
Mm-hmm.
still not your job as a family member to talk down to them. That's not your like either you are content with supporting them or you're not. But make that known. Like I can't accept while you're on drugs to have you in my house because I'm concerned about my peace and my possessions.
Right.
But but at the same time, in the event that you do welcome them into your home, you have invited them into your home. You know, is it for nefarious reasons? Like I need somebody to take my frustrations out on. And that's what it appears that a lot of how can I put this? Women who have been abused, don't I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but
Right.
women that have been abused, they will abuse someone that's under their control. And all they care about is that they maintain control over you. And
Yeah.
with your story having been said, it would seem, I could be wrong, that it was their intention to sabotage your ambitions and how you would exercise it. So
It's
that,
been Mela, let me
yeah,
tell you the story.
you would sabotage. You would
It's been
sabotage
that
based on what you
it's
told me.
been my mother and my sister have been trying to sabotage me since 1993, and I wasn't even in the broadcast world yet. I didn't officially make that jump until 2 years later. But my dad gave me some advice,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Don't let anyone, including your mother or me, stop you from chasing your dreams." And I've run with it every day. I've run with it. So when
Yeah.
I made the switch from my original major being computer science and I switched to radio TV,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to tell you which of my parents went completely off the rails, angry with me because I
The
did
one,
that.
yeah, the ones that sabotage that was sabotaging it. Yeah.
Hmm. And
Or rather the one that
they
was sabotaging it. It's
they,
like
they
every
were,
time you turn around, she got something slick to say.
yeah.
Like like they cannot shut the whole entire F up. It's like it doesn't take all that, ma'am.
And
Like you
here's the
literally like unless there's an immediate issue, why
hmm
the hell are you running your mouth? Why?
here, here's the thing though.
No,
Um
but can you
my
explain that to me?
yeah, my
Why are
mother
they running their mouth
hmm
for
my
no reason that's not immediate? Why?
well, it's what the gentleman said earlier in the night. Control.
Yep.
Because when I
It,
started
And
it's
then
what
traveling,
they've been allowed to do.
when I started traveling with
control.
Chicago State, when I started traveling with Chicago State in 2008, oh, my mother really hit the roof because for years, and I still got it um even after my daughter was born, I still got, well, you're not going to make any money doing this. Why don't you find a real job and explore your real talents? Mom, I am. Don't you get the point? Yeah. Then I started getting a salary not only from Chicago State but from Indiana Northwest and every other school that I've been with since then.
That
But
talking down stuff is so detrimental to our people. It is
mhm,
it's almost as if it's a generational habit. dare I say, a habit. You know, habits are hard to break, and I think it's a generation. It's a habit.
I
Like
don't even
it's a habit. There are some people that believe I know you're not gonna do nothing unless I talk down.
that's
Unless I challenge you
that's
in
called
a
black.
it's a real sinister behavioral pattern in our community as Black people that we are addicted to thinking that negativity promotes positivity. That's our curse.
That's the black community in a nutshell. Our women have not been taught to
Yeah,
speak life into their men. It's very rare you hear a black wife speak life into her black husband.
His
Very
ass
rare.
backwards.
And I'm gonna tell you
it
why.
is.
Very much so, ass backwards. Very much so. Yeah.
Your husband was the most powerful man on earth, and you still got to say something negative about him. What the
Mm-hmm.
fuck?
I'm glad you brought that up. It's
So
something about
let me leave y'all with this before I get out of here for the night. And I've had many people ask me about. I've had many people ask me about this. When my nephew was born in 1998, my mother gave my sister all the support in the world. I mean that. Made her get her shit together, but put a hand in it in getting her stuff together.
did she talk negative to her?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Figures.
So you know the second half of this story. I welcomed a child in 2013, my pretty little daughter Donna. I didn't even get a congratulations from neither my sister nor my mother.
You know, that's typical, unfortunately. Um, I'm not sure how you're gonna overcome that memory. That's disgraceful. I'm sorry to hear it. That's disgraceful. The blatant differentiation in acceptance and welcoming is shameful. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Uh,
I'll add this to it, and then
It's
I'm gonna
sad.
step on out of here.
Sad. It's sad,
Go
Snowman,
ahead.
that
Yeah.
your daughter passed, but at least she didn't have to live through that favoritism.
Yeah.
And I mean, it
Yeah.
sat there and broke
It's
That
my heart.
favoritism is a
I'm
hell of a beast.
That favoritism,
I miss my daughter
and we know
so
you do,
much because
but God damn,
she passed in 2015.
and we know you do, but God damn, that
Oh,
favoritism,
rest her soul.
I'm glad she
that
didn't have
favoritism
to
would have
live
broke
through
her
all
heart,
that.
man. That because I've seen it in my family. Oh,
Yes.
tell these people they try to say, "Well, y'all were the favorites for my grandfather," and I'm like, "Motherfucker, we were the only people that visited him.
Mm-hmm.
Where do y'all did
Um,
y'all come over? We lived with him. We visited him before that. Even
as
when
as
we moved away, we visited him.
as
What did
as
you
much
do?
as I miss Donna
Hmm.
so very much, I'm glad she didn't get a chance to meet my side of the family because my my sister nor my mother would not have accepted her at all. And my mother proved that by not even giving me a congratulations. You know the question she said to me when I called her from Indianapolis. All my mother said was, "Are you going to be there for her?" That's it.
Wow, that is scummy.
I called everybody on staff at Roosevelt. That was my first priority because they were paying me to do their games. I was on a 2-year deal. And Mike asked me, "Why can't you make it to softball today?" And I said, "Her name is Donna Marie Snow." He recognized it. And then the athletic director recognized it. And he said, "You take care of your daughter and come back to us when you're settled." All of my broadcast partners, including Mark, including the late Alvin Washington, including Victor, they all said, "Congratulations, proud papa." I didn't even call my sister because she never gave me her number. Now I'm thanking God she never did. I called my mother because I wanted to be nice. And Liz, who I was dating at the time and was my fiance, said, call your mom, make sure she knows. All my mother said was, are you going to be there for her? I hung up.
That's crazy. You
Ask
know,
you this question, though, man, because I never asked you. Was Donna mixed?
Yes.
That's why. You
not
know,
only that, but like for your mom not to have any,
your
I
mom,
mean,
thanks to your mom had some issues.
God, yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was trying to indicate. That
She
like there's something
she
about
flipped the leaf.
Because that's that part where I don't care if
she
you
led with the disappointment assumption. Like she
care.
like instead of being congratulatory, she was condescending, if that makes sense.
That's black
Yeah.
mama.
And it pissed me off. I know my mom's gone, God rest her soul, and I know my baby's gone, God rest her soul. But to hear my own mother say, are you going to be there for her? When I'm thinking of my dad's voice and how soothing he would have been and how excited he would have been to be a two-time grandpapa,
Yeah.
that pissed me off.
As it
So,
should.
so how do women get this way? How do black women get
You
so
like
honorary? Like
you know
they
why?
just
Because
mean. How does that happen?
black women historically thought that black men were lesser than because of a lot of this shit we still keep from slavery.
Yep.
So even though we're the only man that brought you out of slavery, think about how many people are the less thans that have the power of the slave master that has the same rights and
Mm-hmm.
privileges.
Mm-hmm.
The
So
most
black women are obsessed with comparisons.
they're 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 obsessed with a lot of things because
Yeah.
one, women are more emotional, and
Mm-hmm.
guess what? We can't make them the standard of beauty. A black woman's beautiful; she's just beautiful. That's just what it is. Your beauty, because you got two types of beauty: your outer and your inner.
Yep.
And the problem with a lot of this shit is that black women want to be white women so badly, even if it costs them their souls. And this is the sad part. You
You're
figure
right.
out
You're right.
this
I
shit
I've
so bad.
never. There's only one woman that I've ever perceived to want to be white. For the most part, and I've been around the world. I, other than that one particular woman, I have not really encountered black women that desire to be something other than who they are.
I
A
lived
lot,
with
I
one,
don't know how that
my
holds up.
sister.
a lot of it is because
I'll give you a little proof of that I lived with one, my sister, for a little bit before I hit the road to travel with Indiana Northwest. And as I said, I know my baby's not here physically, and God knows she would have been a riot because she would have been a teenager now. She'd have been 13 this year, and I lost her when she was 2. But I got no kind of support from my mother nor my sister. In fact, my sister looked me in the eye and said, "That's not your daughter."
most grandmothers would take the grandchild over the child. That's how I know she has issues.
She flipped the leaf after my dad died.
And
At least that's one of the leaves I know about.
that's trust me, your dad probably protected you from a hellstorm. And I've
I
said this to black men on
I
my
believe
show.
it. I believe it.
The first job of protection that you do as a father is protecting the child from the mother. And I hate to say
Mhm.
that, but a lot of times in our community, this is the reason why FBI statistics dictate it. Guess what? You're 5 times more likely to get physical and sexually child abused with a single mother home than a single father home. Now, I'm not
Mhm.
saying
I
Every
don't know about that, Charles.
That's the FBI statistics. That's law enforcement all over the country. I wouldn't say it unless it was true. Unless it was true.
I'm not indicating that it's not a statistical fact. What I'm thinking about is my experiences with single father homes and single mother homes and the differences. I've, um, single fathers, they pass their children off
Most single
um,
fathers
to
stick with
be
the
overseen by a female relative.
most fathers.
So they weren't really present
Most
enough to abuse the child.
most fathers are with that child. See, here's the part about it. Who's more likely to sacrifice their happiness for the family, the mother or the father?
The father. Easy. The
And
father.
who's more likely to sacrifice their family for their happiness?
Dad. I mean,
No.
mom. Excuse me, mom.
So,
Mom.
as
Because I
far
saw
I,
it like
yeah, this is where I have to go on mute.
no,
I have a lot to say that
this
goes against your assertion, so I'm going on mute.
because this is the fact of the matter. And the few men that you're talking about, I can tell you verbatim what type of men they are. Those are the people who have the overbearing mothers who want to take the baby from the son anyway. So that's why they do that.
if
Because
she would have
most fathers don't mind being with children. What do they say when he comes in there from work? I couldn't put the baby down. 15 minutes, the baby sleep. Once the father gets a hold of him, she's like,
if
"Why?"
I'm afraid to think of things this way, but if my mother would have actually taken the time to meet my daughter, I still wouldn't have my daughter.
I'm,
I
I'm,
wouldn't I still wouldn't have my daughter because there would have been something engineered to take her away from me.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what it is, right?
Okay.
This is what I like to say. One of the biggest issues is that a lot of black men never had the ability to check their mother, and it doesn't
Mm.
mean respectfully. It's just like, look, you're gonna have to talk like a man.
Shit, I did. Shit, I did, damn it. And that's the first step through this shit here. You hear me? You got to pass that step.
And I'll tell you
Mhm.
why, and why you don't get this in other communities like ours. Because mama wants to dictate control over everything. She's neurotic. Black mothers tend to be very neurotic. They always need something to do.
Yeah.
They do it by themselves. I can't figure it the fuck out. My mother will literally call me about putting the miles from kilometers to miles. Ma, figure it out.
Mhm.
Don't ask me anymore. Figure it out. Why? Because if I need to do it, I need to figure it out my damn self.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I said you need a man. You don't have black women do so poorly with attracting the opposite sex that I think they should just legally be gay.
I can't let this ride, right?
It's not, and it's not
I
even
can't let this ride though. It's just, and you could drop me or whatever you want
I'm
to do.
gonna
not
I
even.
have
I'm
to
gonna step out.
emphasize.
I'm gonna step out.
It's
Thanks for
not.
having me up, Charles.
Hey,
Uh,
all
but
right.
let me finish my statement, please. And this is not from a place of malice. It's the fact that look,
I'm not
how do you get
indicating
first
that you're
dibs on
being
your dude?
malicious. I'm not
And a
indicating that.
majority
I'm
of men
hearing
will say,
something that
"Here's the
doesn't
stereotype." I
bring.
even ask black women, "What's the stereotype of
It
black men?"
does not
And they'll give
bring
me
the
all the
veil of
foundational
truth.
things. What's the stereotype of black women?
Charles
We're
Faulkner,
loud, we're
what
mean,
you're
we're this.
asserting does
I
not
said, is there
bring
any
a
truth to
veil of
that?
truth. It does not.
Or is it just a story of something made up? And they'll pause. Well, I said, let me ask you this question, right?
Okay, I got to
If
turn
your
the
if
volume
your
up.
kids will really, and this is the one thing a lot of black women don't want to say or want to hear. How would your kids describe you? Would they describe you as a loving, happy person? We're not talking about you have to be the
Yes,
disciplinarian. We're talking about your normal, everyday
yes.
disposition. How many black women have you even seen smile? I even told that to my friend. Have you noticed? And we went out to this restaurant. Took her out to this restaurant. And she said, "My God, I noticed that none of these women are smiling. They're just frowning. They frown. And then they wonder why. Why don't you want to be near us? Why don't you? You're not somebody that I will subject my son to be near, especially if he wants to have a good day. A good day. Why would you want that? Why would you want to be around someone who just frowns and just have a negative disposition every day?
Maybe or
And I would
maybe
ask any
not,
black woman or a black man, white man, would you accept that behavior?
or
And guess what
maybe.
the answer is universally going to be? No, no.
All right. Um,
But this, and you know what's sad about it?
what's bad about it?
When they were saying black men were lazy, black men were shiftless, black men were cowardly, black
Who
men
said that?
didn't take care of their kids.
Who said that?
And when they actually did a study of this, not just a thought process, an actual study, a scientific study, they found out all those stereotypes were wrong. So much so that they were polar opposites, right? How could we be cowardly when majority of the enlisted in the military were black people at one point in Vietnam? A lot of them. So, but the difference is between black women and black men. Black women revel in the stereotypical shit.
I
They
came
revel in it.
I came up here to pay
Hold on,
respect to
folks.
your channel. I gotta go. And I know how this is. So you're not gonna catch me talking on Charles Faulkner's channel in a disparaging way against men. You're not gonna catch me doing that. At the
Now,
same time, being bombarded with the one-sided assertions is
well,
not.
not never one sided here because
It
I
is
told
one-sided, Charles.
it is not one sided, and I'm gonna tell you why. Did I say that all men, or did I say culturally? Did I say all women? But you find
I
out what
don't
is the
need a
like.
question,
That's
Charles.
like I said. What are the
I
stereotypes?
heard what I heard, Charles.
You heard what you heard, but repeat it back to me.
There's no need, Charles.
If you can't do that, we know it's both bullshit. So we're gonna go
There's
with that.
something called
Hold on,
replay.
hold on.
You can
Because
listen to it.
first and foremost, right?
Why are you challenging me?
Hold on. It's not even a challenge. It's a
Why are you
statement.
provoking me?
Not
Why are
how
you doing that?
I'm having a conversation with you. I'm just saying. First and foremost, we all know one of the things that black women are not known for is their sunny, happy disposition. We know that. We know that. We're not going to sit here and lie. If it's very common to hear the treatment of black mothers to their sons, what the hell is wrong with that? Because every stereotype black men took on a sleeve. Now,
Uh-huh.
how many women are out there choosing fathers? Because
You like
guess
to ask. Just make your point. What's up
what?
with the questions?
Here's the point about it, right? Here's the point about it. Out of all those black fathers people talk about not taking care of their children, were those men trying to be fathers in the first place? I even had this conversation with my niece. She had 3 kids by this one guy, and she's got 6 kids by 3 men. And I constantly say that's some of the stupidest shit you could ever done. It's not bright. I love you. I hope not to fool you. I love my great nephews and nieces, but that wasn't smart on your behalf. Like, and I told her, I'm gonna give you some really good advice.
Are you talking to her about the future?
Yeah, the future is, and also right now, you really just need to just worry about raising your children. Don't
Right,
date. Just don't even think about dating.
right.
Don't. Don't think about dating because I'm going to tell you the real shit what men really think. Because you got all them kids, you were never married to any of their fathers. They think of you as a fun girl. I'm just gonna tell you that. You're gonna have to pay a penance for your thought process. It's just like a dude who commit crimes. He has to pay a penance. What is that penance called? It's called a jail sentence, a prison sentence.
Yeah, he's always going to be discriminated against, and she will be discriminated against.
And no offense, rightfully so.
Yeah, it indicates someone who has made poor decisions. So what makes us think they're going to make right decisions? There's discrimination, valid discrimination, if you ask me.
And I
Like,
told if
yeah,
I'm real with somebody that I love and help raise, I'm gonna be real with people on my show. Like, yes, I've never heard one woman complain when I say black men need to get their shit together and work together. You know how funny that is?
what?
Not one woman complains about that shit. But if I make one statistical remark towards black women, it can't be right.
How do how do both genders need to get their s together?
In different ways.
Yeah, whether please specify if you could.
Because I've done it on many of shows. Like you said, it's called playback. Many of shows. I've even said there's some shit that black women do better than black men. Because that's called work together. The gynocracy has a hell of a phone book, a hell of a network. But nobody wants to pick up on that, right? Nobody wants to every time black men want to come together and build schools for young black boys, guess who
Mhm,
fucking stops it? It's their mothers.
mhm,
Said we can build schools in Africa and take the boys there to have a better learning experience. They don't have to experience racism. They don't have to do none of that shit. Guess what the mothers will say? No, my baby. Which I always tell, stop saying your son's your baby. I know you want to be the doting mother. Don't call your son a baby.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Why don't you ever hear a round table of women talking about what they need to do?
Hmm.
You ever notice when you see these round table discussions, it's always a table full of men?
Yeah, because men, and I'll answer that if you want me to.
Answer that, please.
Men have something called accountability and forethought. You know why? Because there's a heavier penance for men fucking up than women. Men don't have the parachutes that women do socially. And this is throughout history, by the way. This ain't just my opinion. This is historical. We've always, think about it. When the Titanic sank, who were the first motherfuckers off that boat? Men and women. Excuse me, women and children. Men know that if we don't build society, society ain't going to get built. If we don't protect it, it's going to be taken over. And with that thought, it takes something to say, hey, we need to get better. It takes men to actually keep the herd going.
his question was why women.
Getting there. I'm getting there
Oh, okay.
because it's not a two-bit question. And then women who are always told never the truth because men always spared women's feelings that they can't be better, even though they look in the mirror the same way we do. Women like to be told lies. Women always pay to hear the biggest lie. Why do you think? Why do you think Derek Jackson became a millionaire? Because he told a bunch of lies women want to hear. Girl, you fine the way you are. I mean, you got a cute personality, but if you really want to get the best of men, you're gonna have to get in better shape. Is that not something? I think you're a great person. I even started the show saying a lot of people need to be honest to their daughters. Don't let your daughters become overweight. Why? Because your daughters are going to catch hell. I don't care what anybody says. That's true. when you actually have women come together, guess what women usually do? They become more violent than men getting together because men know that when we sit down, we have to have a level headed modicum of respect because guess what? This could go out of hand and it could get violent. You don't see a lot of dudes on social media just breaking out in fights, but you see a bunch of chicks in some fucking bonnets pulling each other hair. Nah, dudes actually either say, look, for us to fight is a last resort. For women to fight, it's pretty much like the first feeling going out.
This
And,
is propaganda, man.
and that's just no, it's not propaganda.
It's media propaganda.
Why? Because how many people are really
Like,
about the
what is?
let me put it to you this way.
Oh God,
When women have to come to a
I
conclusion,
can't do this. I cannot.
okay, see
I
ya.
cannot.
Let me tell you why. If you can't take the answer, I'll see you later.
Okay, peace and respect.
See ya.
Always.
This is the reason why I was saying what I was saying, folks. If men have to go out, and if I go to Ray Home at ABM, that's really egregious, right? And by the way, that's also another reason why women don't have round tables because of what you did, Mella. And no picking on you, but because that. Because when it's something you don't want to hear, women tune out. That will never happen. When women don't want
Thank
to hear something
you.
that they don't like, they tune the fuck out.
Thank
It's
you.
called
Men
it's
have to
called
sit there
conflict
and listen to
avoidant.
every probability.
That's why
Conflict avoidant.
But if you hear
that's
Conflict
why
something
I
that they
avoidant.
don't
asked
want to hear,
that's
they
why
don't
I
want to
asked
fucking
the
put it in.
question. That's
Hold
why
on, let me
I
go
asked the
back up so I can
question.
hear you.
That's why I asked the question. Because the question is always posed to men. Oh, well, what's the solutions? Why don't you ever see a bunch of women sitting around talking amongst themselves about what's the solution? And it's exactly what Charles just said. When women hear shit they don't want to hear, then that's going to be the end of the conversation.
And that's the perfect example right there. When you don't want to hear, men got to hear shit. If me and somebody were debating, I got to take the time to actually hear them out clearly, digest it, and actually put a simple thought to it. Then make a choice.
Because every conversation ain't for men to be having. When
Mm-mm.
it comes to the things that black women need to correct, that's a conversation for them.
Yeah.
So, and rather than accepting that and taking responsibility, and there was a time when that was the responsibility of the elder black woman to mentor and guide the younger women coming up. You know what I'm saying? To put the wisdom upon them so they can know. Now it's just, well, we're just going to say we don't have no issues.
Yeah. They lie. It's
And just flat out fucking lie. You know what I mean? Oh, we're the most educated demographic. Complete lie. Been debunked many times over, but they still say it. You're
it's
averaging less than 50,000 in a piss poor economy. Nobody can afford a home. Child care is $500 a week. That's $2 grand a month.
Nigga, you keep talking, the big bags gonna come for your ass.
Your default on the car loans. Credit card debt in this country is up to almost $1 trillion. But yet, when you listen to them talk, everything's gravy in the black community. Meanwhile, when you look up every economic statistic you can think of, black people are on the fucking bottom. But you can't tell them this.
it's like I said before. Dic- dictation,
Big
and
bags.
dictation, dictation of reality had to be very clear. Either we're gonna work this shit out, or we just gonna sit around and lie to each other and shit get done. Not a goddamn thing gets done.
This is why you have what you have now, where you have so many black men saying, fuck it.
Yeah.
Have at it. You know what I mean? I said a few minutes ago, what did I say? I said I don't deal with the why part anymore.
Hmm.
Well, why are things like this? Nah, I don't do that shit no more. I just accept what it is and I move accordingly.
Yeah, and that's the black pill. There's no rhyme or
And
reason. That's what it
you
is.
know, if that's what black women want, nobody can tell them shit. Well, hey, I won't tell you shit. Keep kidding yourself.
Think about it. You literally had a man tell you the reasons why, and you got mad with the answers. There's multiple reasons why. Why do you think we don't want to fucking argue with you? Because it goes no fucking where. If you really wanted a solution, you would be better people. You would make better sons. Think about it. If you really to do the same thing expecting a different result is what?
Insanity.
And what is the black community?
Fucking insanity. Chaos.
And you're telling me we've been doing the same shit for 50 fucking years. 50 fucking years.
Wait a minute. Think back a couple weeks ago with Leslie Jones. Where was the black women telling Leslie Jones shut the fuck up?
None of them. Because they were low key proud of her.
Nobody told Leslie Jones to shut the fuck up because everybody agreed with her.
Because they don't.
Nigga, they're gonna be quick to tell you to shut the fuck
Why?
up for
Listen,
talking about
why?
Leslie
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah, exactly. Why do you think I brought up economics just now?
Yeah.
You would think at this juncture, more black women would be thinking along the lines of, I need a second income in this house.
Which means a man.
I'm broke, I'm poor, but you can't fucking do that. You heard Donald Trump at the State of the Union. 2.5 million people been kicked off welfare. Millions of people that lost their health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
don't have daycare vouchers anymore. You don't have rent vouchers anymore. And nobody's in panic mode. Everything. No, let's just worry about Meg the Stallion.
why do you think I said what I said?
Hey,
This is what the black community.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is what the black community wants. When every time I give my subscribers an example of shit, what am I wrong? It's heartbreaking. That shit actually breaks your heart. That when a black woman asks you, when you ask the question, and a black woman wants to know the answer, nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with the answer. You know why? Because it's much easier to deal with the falsehoods. It's much easier. It's much easier. But yet, when you have a solution that says, hey, black woman, you ain't gotta wipe that white man's fucking desk. You ain't gotta take that white man's shit. I got a solution for you. That's what you do. You take that white man's dollar like anybody else. You'll take that white man's dollar and hold it and throw it in our goddamn faces. That's what you do. There's no appreciation for what your black man has done for you historically.
Hey, come to the mic closer, Charles. I think this is low for the audience and everybody.
There's no appreciation for what your black man has done for you historically. Let's keep it funky. Let's keep it goddamn funky. There's no appreciation. You don't care. How you treat your sons tell you what you think of your men because your men are so great. You don't even name your children anything of value. I want you to think about it. It's isn't it sad that you can almost pick who's in the draft because of what because of how the child's name? I could tell your son's a single mother raised child because of their name alone. 9 times out of 10. I want you to think about that. We got kids out here who the only hope in their family to be anything else remotely successful. Why? Why? You put all the weight in the world on a fucking teenager to get you out of fucking poverty. But what did you do? Constantly put them in poverty. You spend the money. Who's that? LeBron or somebody else had to kick their mother out the goddamn house. Look what LeBron's mother did to him years ago. You gonna fuck my teammate? You little horny, dirty, dusty ass, nasty motherfucker. Grandmother to my children. You can't find another nigga to fuck. You can't find another nigga to fuck. Out of all the people, you gotta fuck my coworker, dude. That tells you shit. But yet,
Such a great point, by the way. That is such a great point.
that tells you the state of black parents and black motherhood. You gotta fuck my coworker that can fuck up my legacy and my game so much so that it's gonna make front page news because I'm the face of this motherfucking organization. You can fuck up
The
billions of
face of the
dollars.
fucking league.
You can fuck up billions of dollars just because of your fucking you couldn't fuck with another dude. But yet the conversations like you asked can't be had. Why? Because they can do no wrong. Mama knows best. We're the opposite of white people, man. We're the fucking opposite.
We're the opposite of every fucking body.
Exactly. Your women want to be in charge. Your women want to dictate shit. But guess what? They can't do shit on their own. Every time they've done anything, they failed miserably. You can't even raise your own goddamn sons right. You can't even keep your sons out of prison. You can't even lose weight. You're telling me that black men are the problem? Black men need to change. Black men need to evolve. I think black men are the only reason you even have a chance in this fucking world. Respectfully speaking, of course. Respectfully speaking. And you want to talk about, well, we can't talk about, you know why? Because you can't take hard truths. Black women have never been known to take hard truths. Like I've said before, the black woman's doctrine has been any nigga will do for the last how many goddamn decades? Any nigga will do. It doesn't matter who the father of my child is. Any nigga will do. All I gotta do is talk shit about him. Any nigga will do. And this is what the fuck your children and your daughters gotta live up to? Think about it. You
And then you wonder why you get Meg the Stallion who can't get off her fucking back.
yeah, this is somebody who represents you. Moron. You could motherfuckers have all these colleges. Your fucking Spelmans, your Howards, your Coppins, your Morgans, all these motherfucking top fucking HBCUs. You get fucking Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion to speak the presidential hopefuls? How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? And you got a nerve to be upset what I gotta say? Little old me. Little old me. That's why you will never be in the future. That's why you will always fail. That's why. Little old me is bothering little old you. And for some god-forsaken reason, right? Some god-forsaken reason. To this day, black women seem like they have no part to play in the degradation of this community. That's the part. You don't even want to honestly say, yeah, we fucked up. Yeah, we picked bad men. Trust me, all those men that y'all got pregnant by, because guess what? less than what, less than half of men, period, ever reproduce. And black men is even less than that. So what does that say? You motherfuckers share the same niggas you have babies by. You want to talk some facts? How many of you motherfuckers really, and I do mean really, have babies by multiple men? Almost about 70% of you. But we don't want to have those hard conversations to say why. Your fucking kids, your fucking kids all have different last names. But we're supposed to praise that shit, right? We're not supposed to say there's a fucking issue going on in America with that. We're not supposed to say shit about that. We're not supposed to say shit about that. That's the fucking bullshit about it. That's the bullshit about that. Nobody wants to even come up with that one. That's the one. 75% of you got fucking 70% of your fucking children by two or more men. How the fuck are you supposed to raise a proper home? How? But there's always an excuse for a sorry baby mama, but there's hardly any for a sorry baby daddy, right? There's always, that's the reason why the conversations can't be had, because it's always sorry. That's the goddamn shame of it. Sorry. Sorry fucking individuals.
Shit, I say motherfuckers are beyond evil. Shit.
Sorry individuals. Sorry individuals. Well, yeah. It's okay for you to have children by multiple men. You don't hear the shame of having children by multiple men from black women, do you? But you hear the shame for black men. Well, well, we can't judge her. Then who the fuck can we judge? Who the fuck can we judge then? That's what I want to ask. Who the fuck can we judge? Till you broads come out and say what you need to do, need to do better. Don't say shit to black men. We got the biggest gap between obesity between men and women. Did you know that? Biggest gap. Biggest gap from obesity. I want you to think about that. You go to a dating site, how many of these broads got three, four, five? I'm the mother of five kids. Won't work out. Won't change. Won't get a better attitude. Won't stop dressing provocatively. Won't be disrespectful. Won't be insufferable. But wants a better man. See? See? But you'll blame me for just answering a good person's question. Just answering a good person's question. And I'll say this: I pray that there's females listening to the sound of my voice who want to be better, and I would personally salute you. I'm not saying you got to look like you about to go win the Olympic gold medal or some shit. I'm not saying you got to have the brains of Nikola Tesla. But if you want a better man, you're going to have to be a better person first in many different facets. And that's just how it plays. That's how that shit just going to have to play out. If somebody wants to tell me I'm wrong about that, speak now, forever hold your peace. That's why I don't believe in that. What do we got to do? Because when it's a stat that y'all doing well in, made up or honest, there's never a we in it. You ever notice?
I get tired of the disingenuousness of it all. Well, what do you think the solutions are? Or well, what's what do black men and black women need to do? No, you know what the fuck black women need to do.
Yeah,
You know exactly what the problems are.
yeah.
And like you say, what I mean, they don't want to hear anything.
You just prove.
Well, then, hey, fucking struggle then. So
Yeah,
then, fucking struggle. So then, stop bitching and complaining. Stop with the colorism shit and black men unalive us and it's femicide and
That's right, ABL.
we
Amen
get
to that one.
harmed and black 300,000 black women lost their jobs. Stop with all the fucking complaining
yeah.
because you don't want to have the fucking conversations amongst yourselves what women need to fucking do. Every fucking conversation ain't for men.
No.
Just like every conversation ain't for women.
And here's the crazy part. Traditionally, there was more black women killing black men than black men killing black women. But notice when I said the FBI statistics, she got upset with that. I don't believe that. See, what do you believe? That's
Yeah,
what.
exactly. Instead of looking the shit up first, just run with your feelings. Oh, I don't believe that. Hey, don't fucking believe it then. So fucking struggle then.
But yet,
So then fucking struggle.
how many?
Stop fucking complaining every day. TikTok, Instagram. It's fucking women complaining and bitching and whining. You don't want to fix the fucking shit. You don't want to correct yourselves. You don't want the white man to say it, they're racist. You don't want black man to say it, oh, you just hate black women. Whoa, struggle. Then fucking struggle, accept your struggle, and be happy in your fucking struggle. Because that's what it's gonna fucking be.
I tell them, hey, two tears in a
Period.
bucket. Two tears in a bucket. Fuck it. You,
Sick of this shit. It's fucking going on 2027. Just fucking say you don't care. You don't want to fix the fucking problems. Good. Just keep telling yourself that shit. Keep telling yourself everything's okay. When you
mhm.
see the fucking sky is falling, but everything's okay. Hey, all right, fuck it. Everything's okay then.
You see that nuke about to come? Hey, should we get at that shelter? No, we're good.
Blaming black men ain't gonna fucking solve it. Blaming black men ain't gonna make the price of a house come down.
Blaming black men ain't gonna get you a man. Period. Oh, and don't date white men because number one, they majority. Number two, when they take you on notice coming back as president.
Keep living vicariously through fucking celebrities to make yourself feel better. Go right ahead.
I'll say one thing. At least the Stallion dated a basketball player. That chick didn't. Most of these chicks don't. Here's the craziness about it all. You want to come and see what black men are talking about, but once black men tell you the God, gospel, honest truth, I ain't got no fight in the dog. I ain't got no fight in the dog. Here it is. How many times have I gotten on? I'm gonna ask you and Ray. How many times have I gotten on black men's ass about being better?
Many.
I didn't get one complaint from a black woman, did I? You shouldn't talk about black men like that.
No, hell, you got on plenty of time. Shit. Damn right about that.
Not one complaint by one broad. But as soon as I say something about black women and their disposition, well, I gotta go. You know why? Because you know it's fucking true. You just heard Snowman talk about his own mother and sister's treatment of him and his nephew. What's the goddamn difference? What's the goddamn difference?
That was the whole point of coming here to disrupt it.
Because because it didn't work. Oh goddamn difference! You literally been in this space long enough to see what black men's gripe is about. And most of the time, we're not even talking about you. Majority of the time, hell, my last video, I was talking about how people don't understand men when they got to get up in the morning and do their job. We don't get reciprocity like people think. We sacrifice our bodies, our souls, our minds to make sure the family eats. There's no appreciation to that shit.
Yeah, that's because they on that I'm every woman bullshit.
You could be every woman, but guess what? I can tell you one thing: every woman don't have a man. Who's more affected, me being single or a woman being single? Oh well, you're gonna be by yourself. If that's all the women out there, then I'm good. I'm good. I tell you that now. I'm good. I don't have a problem with them. I'm not bitter about them at all. But if you ask me a question, do most of these chicks smile? No. Let's be very honest about the women in our fucking community. They sabotage each other to get after each other's man.
It's like what did Miller expect for you to say? Like what the hell?
You want me to lie? I wish I could. You know what, my dear? I wish I could lie. Sometimes I really wish I could lie. A lot of people don't understand how much it breaks a black man's heart to actually go through this shit. It really does. It breaks a black man's heart to really see and to really look and be like, yo, this shit needs to come to fruition. It is really heartbreaking. You know how majority of black men feel? I can't even tell my own woman not to do something for her own safety before we get into it. But our own women don't even realize, yo, you pushing that man away. Respect your dude. That's what my last live stream. I was giving women game. Respect your men. Do you know how many women right now in America, if you got a decent man, will take your man in a heartbeat from you? But no. As long as you think you had that white backing, you thought you were the shit. But when your white gigolo said, hey ho, no mo,
He said, "Hey ho, no more." Ha ha ha.
That's what the government said. No more. Like, what did ABM just say? Can't afford a house. Majority of black women make less than $40,000. Majority of black women are single. You're the least married. You're the most overweight. You're the most in debt. That's not shit that I'm proud of. I date nothing but black women. That's not what I'm proud of. Is that every black woman? No. But it's too much of the majority. Just like too many black men are incarcerated. Does that mean every black man is only 3% at best? But that's still too damn many.
But what's the percentage of those who are like non FBA?
Who knows? But majority of them, guess what? They're probably FBA. Because majority of people in this country are what? FBA. See? Nothing wrong with that one. Nothing wrong with that statistic. Oh my god, man. Just to sit here and argue with logic. It gets fucking painful, you know. It's fucking painful. It gets real painful. It's sad to me. You wanna know shit that make you cry? Black community, since I hate black women so much. All the people said you hate black women so much. Guess what? Y'all Negroes weren't with me when I had to pull a motherfucker beating her ass when her own family gave up on her. Y'all motherfuckers weren't there. You know, the people who say we hate black women, y'all the I'm a mind my business type folks. Y'all talk about we need to mentor the children. I was doing it for fucking 20 plus years. Where the fuck were you? You didn't put out a fucking cent. Y'all complained about the Great Faulkner Initiative, but y'all ain't write one fucking paragraph. I gave young black men jobs. Y'all called the police on them. So I find it funny that the solution guy gets criticized, but you don't criticize the people bringing our communities down. Niggas will fucking march for Freddie Gray, but you won't march for a college student who got robbed by the people in your neighborhood. You don't know shit. Right. That's the hard shit we could talk about, right? That's the shit we need to talk about. Your baby daddy in prison. You proud of that? I ain't got no. I'm in a community that has little to no respect for men, but want a good man to pay their bills. What? Here's the question nobody ever asked. No woman ever asks, what makes me deserving of a good man? Do I qualify? See, a dude of substance, he wouldn't even challenge that. He'd be like, nah, I ain't gonna bother her. He ain't even gonna bother her. But we got women who know they don't qualify. Sit there in your goddamn face and lie and say these words. I qualify. You motherfuckers are trying to manifest men now. But I'm the comic book guy, and you said that I'm loony and crazy, right? That doesn't sound weird to you? I think that's insanity. I really do. You sit here with the best man on earth in your goddamn fingertips, and you don't even appreciate him. That's a goddamn shame. But I forgot I'm the bad guy, right? Well, I can't take that answer. And that's the reason why your community is in hell. Y'all just prove why the community is what it is. Because you don't want any changes. You don't want changes, you want control. If somebody said you got to put your best foot forward, guess what they'll say? Why do I got to?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I mean, shit. You gotta leave these bitches alone, man. These damn goblins, these chaos goblins, and these dudes who are defenders, these simp cape crusaders. You know, they need to go down too.
I mean,
I'm saying I'm all for taking their ass off the map, like, cause they're in the way.
it's it's funny because I look at this shit like a nuclear strike. No matter who you are in this whole mess of shit, you're still gonna get victimized by that bomb. What you can do with that knowledge, you can act like it's never coming, or you can produce some preparation for it. Either build a bomb shelter or get the fuck out of there completely. Deal with that information you get. I, for one, when I look at the black community, it doesn't be like, how do we save it? We have to ask the realest question ever. Is it worth saving in the first place? What does a black man get out of his community? Apparently, not too much.
Yeah, but it's only those who desire to be saved. You know, what I mean, who's gonna put in the works, you know, to show their faith.
Even Noah had a weight limit on the ark. I'm not saying I'm the shit. Never will be. But even I had to face the reality that This community doesn't want saviors. If this community truly wanted saviors, they'd have been producing them. They would have been producing them.
Yeah, they don't want to be, plus too, like, if they, if they don't want to be saved, then they don't want to be saved. But the thing is, though, shit, the motherfuckers got to stop acting like, we are to try to save it either way. You know what I mean? It makes no damn sense.
Not supposed to. Illogical is going to rule the day. And it's not anybody's fault. Do I blame the women? Not necessarily. Sometimes some in some issues, yes, just like I blame the men in some issues. But to say that we got to come together, that boat sailed, shorty. That boat sailed. Especially some of us with adult kids. We got to see the ramifications of what your kid is going to be. It's funny because shit, more and more I'm thinking about it, I'm raised more culturally black than most of these chicks who went to HBCUs. How many of these chicks would lose their brain if a white man approached them? And we're not talking some traditionally handsome. We're talking about the cheddar bobs and shit. Hey, we could pull these handsome movie star quality guys too. Go ahead, show us. You're getting the John Deere tractor, motherfuckers, like everybody else. You're getting those guys. You're not getting the top tier. And I can tell you why you're not getting top tier. Because white woman is not going to let you take her man.
But the thing is, though, a lot of them ball players too, man, NBA and NFL, they're dumb. They're dumb as hell, making all that damn money, but retarded and motherfucker.
Look at that. Look at Dak Prescott. Hmm. He showed you city boys ain't stupid. He said, well, fucking let it over. Call this shit off. Okay. No hard feelings, bitch. You tried. Cinder Flowers said you tried with it. I mean, what do you expect? Somebody got to play the eternal loser. No, I deserve. No, you don't. You have to earn. If you're not talking about what you're willing to earn, you don't deserve shit.
I'm gonna just say, damn it, all these damn Keisha defender motherfuckers and all these, hey, niggas, yeah, they're gonna end up catching a foot up the ass, being sent to Mars. Cause I ain't gonna keep having that shit.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers keep coming at you trying to check you why you ain't deifying some humanoid fucking creature from hell.
That's why we don't pay them attention. Because what happens in totality? They fail. This is the fact and part where I'm trying to teach y'all chicks how to get men. But y'all want to go back into Well, we can't find a good man. A good man ain't in the fucking club, okay? Good man ain't in a hole in a wall
Them
bar.
dumb bitches, we've been telling y'all dumbass creatures for years. We've been telling y'all what we want for years. So we ain't trying to hear that shit. Keep coming with this, oh, we gotta give you the ABCs of this shit. Stop it.
If they want to act stupid about it, guess what? God bless them. Nobody got time for that shit. Life is life, my dude.
Yeah, shit, yeah, there was times where shit I had to check my mom on some shit. Hell, even put her ass on video to show her ass. And told her, hey, you keep acting up now, damn it. I'm gonna post this motherfucker everywhere to where for all your church members to see now.
Yeah, that's what we.
Yeah. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? How illogical and uh how feminized you've been acting.
yeah. We used to have something called shame that we conduct ourselves a certain way. We had some shame. So why you trying to shame? Why you talking about shaming women? Because when we talk to y'all, y'all don't want to listen. I mean, it's the same way you do black men, historically speaking, right? Uh-uh-uh. I pray for a lot of y'all, man. I really do. I pray for our sons and our daughters, man. Get it better than what the fuck we had it. Get it better. And, just like how many times I told black men, go get some exercise. Go travel the world. Go be more worldly. Shit. Stop waiting for people to show you the way. Be the way. That's the only thing you need to do. Shit. Anybody got any last words?
No, sir. We're good. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on, brother.
Always a pleasure.
I, I got to download this movie for my movie night, so
All right.
appreciate it.
Oh, later. We out.